The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magny.
Treble 90 there for double 18, so he's double 18. Oh, nicely done from Coleman. And what a holder throw.
Well, he's going to get a shot, you'd think. At the ball, which he flushes. But he doesn't miss anymore.
Championship, it was a few days afterwards. Just keep an eye on this. Oh, what a finish. That's the sort of thing we expect to see from him. Equally matched by Nash though. What a 110 from him.
Out shots like 142 to even get a chance of staying alive. There has been some exceptional darts played this week, and we are not done yet here in week 8 of Series 13 at the Modus Super Series. By this afternoon, we'll know which two players have booked their spot in Saturday night. Hi there, welcome back to the Live Lounge here in Portsmouth, the home of the Modus Super Series, and we've been on the brink of history this week. We have seen some exceptional darts thrown. The standard has been superb, and alongside me to watch this afternoon's action, the former PDC World Youth Champion, Keegan Brown. Keegs, good to see you again. Before we focus on Group C, which is what we're going to look at this afternoon, let's rewind a few hours to Group B, because me and you were in the commentary box for perhaps one of the best nights of Group B action we've ever seen here at the Modus Super Series.
Yeah, that's been honest. You know, it was probably the best Thursday I've ever seen, to say, you know, for a shadow of a doubt. You know, the average was above 90. The percentage checkout was 40%. You know, we saw everything. We saw, you know, 11 darters all the way through to 16 darters. But I think as we see the table there, I think we've might have uncovered a new superstar in Jack Aldridge.
Yeah, Jack, top of the table with 3 wins from his 4 games on debut here at the Modus Super Series. You'll notice it's an identical record to Graham Usher, who sits just below him by virtue of head-to-head, because Jack Aldridge beat Graham Usher 4-2. Jack has been a player who maybe has gone under the radar a little bit. He's been playing on the Challenge Tour and things like that. But when he turned up here and produced performances like this, maybe it took all of us by surprise a touch.
Yeah, definitely. I think it took us by surprise, didn't it? You know, last evening where, you know, the bookies had him down as favourite. But obviously throughout the whole evening, he was absolute class. You know, the only game that he lost with 102 average. So that just shows the pedigree of the player that he is.
Yeah, there is that 108.75 average. Only missed 2 darts at double in that match, and with a 1-2-1 as well. And we were spoiled by finishes in the 120s, finishes on the bullseye last night, Keegs. The standard of all of the players was really good.
Oh yeah, I think, you know, it just testament where the averages were so high and the finishing was that good. It's testament to all the players that were in the group, wasn't it? You know, we saw obviously Lee Evans winning 4 legs and 51 darts, and you know that's below 13 darters. So yeah, it was a really good night of darts. It was.
Well, we'll have to wait until later tonight to see the conclusion of Group B, because Group C is our focus this afternoon, and this is how that particular table is shaping up. Dustin Straver was in Group A, so he's been here all week, and maybe because of Nathan Potter's brilliance in that group, winning 14 out of 15 matches, Dustin's performance level was a touch overlooked. Well, he's certainly not being overlooked now, is he, Keegs? He's top of the table.
No, exactly. You know, he played really consistently well yesterday, getting the 4 wins out of the 5, and yeah, he was obviously, it's like, you know, the most consistent one out of the whole lot. And you know, sometimes it's one of them things where it's just a reset button that a player needs, and it looks like Dustin did that really well yesterday.
What about Terry Nash then, the Welshman, an ADC qualifier? He's also on 8 points, and naturally he will be pretty happy with how things went as well.
Yeah, 100%. You know, we see this 108 finish that he took out to beat Jack yesterday, and you know, this is how good the ADC players are. It's coming into the Modus. You know, we're, you know, discovering better dart players, aren't we? And yeah, so Terry would be really over the moon with his performances yesterday.
Yeah, Terry even treated us to a blind 180 at one point. Let's take a look and see what the odds makers think about this group and who they think is going to take it outright. And the aforementioned Mr. Nash is the now favourite. He's moved into a 6-5 position with Dustin Straver just behind at 15-8. Jack Twedell in third position. He is the ADC Global Champion, suffering with a bit of a hand injury at the moment, but he's 11-4. Where do you see the value in this list?
Yeah, I have to go with Jack. You know, it's the experience that he's had, obviously winning the ADC Globals just recently, and for him to be 11-4, I think he might rocket on this afternoon.
Okay, thanks Keegan. More from Keegan in the commentary box very shortly. But first up, we'll see the Irishman Dylan Dowling taking on the man who is currently second in the table, Terry Nash. And I caught up with the Welshman a little bit earlier on today. Terry, welcome back. Another day, and hopefully you can build on what was a successful day for you yesterday.
Yes, definitely.
In terms of how yesterday went, could you have hoped for much better?
Well, I missed a couple of darts, but then I had a couple of darts missed against me. So, all in all, 4 out of 5 I'm dead happy with.
The game that you did miss darts was against Dustin, who's just above you in the table. So maybe not too much dwelling on that, although it's a possibility that you could have been coming into today top of the table yourself.
Yeah, definitely. But it's all to play for today, isn't it? So hopefully I'll get them chances and I'll beat him this time.
In terms of your confidence, how confident are you feeling? Because we saw you even throwing blind 180s at times yesterday. You must be feeling pretty good about your game right now.
Apparently it wasn't a blind one, but well, we'll beg to differ. But yeah, I'm dead happy. Just keep going as I can, and that's it.
In terms of your game at the moment, I mean, yesterday we saw you piece it together quite nicely. The scoring was there, the finishing was there. Apart from that one game where you say maybe you were messing around on the doubles a little bit, has it felt like your game has been clicking in the last few weeks and months heading into this?
Yeah, definitely. I've been playing really well at county, playing the ADC Tour, Isle of Man last weekend. So it's all progress just to try and get to Saturday night, really.
And how much of those kind of experiences helped you in terms of your stage game here?
Oh yeah, definitely. This place is class. I just want to get Saturday night and hopefully get a chance to lift that trophy.
Well, best of luck today. Thank you.
Cheers.
The thoughts there of Terry Nash, who kicks us off for day 2 of Group C, up against Dylan Dowling, the Irishman from the west of the country. But this man is also a force to be reckoned with. At least yesterday told us that. Here is Dylan Dowling, the 22-year-old, and he's only on his Super Series debut, so plenty of learnings and takeaways to be had from his experience up there on the stage. And actually, yesterday he started off pretty well, Dylan Dowling.
First like Terry to throw first.
This afternoon's match is refereed by a legend of the game, Paul Hinks. Here we go then for Group C on this Friday afternoon.
59.
For Dylan Dowling, yesterday, it started, as I say, really well for him. He had a bit of a dip in the middle, Keegan, where he was 3-0 up in one match. Having won his first match, he was in such a good position to make it 2 from 2. And from that 3-0 winning position, he somehow conspired 45. To lose that match 4-3. That would have frustrated him. And it frustrated him to the point that in his following match, he wasn't very good. And he would be 83. The first person to admit that. But he managed to bounce back. So it was a good start and a decent end. It's just about the consistency for Dylan,
100.
Which is something we did see from Terry Nash yesterday. Pretty solid performances across the board.
We always allude to that word experience, isn't it? And it's the experience
58.
of, sort of gathering your thoughts where, every player you see in the world of darts, they've been 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and they do lose. So it's just, it's one of them stages at the moment in the young career of Downing where it's just dusting yourself off and thinking, do you know what, I've got another chance
30.
in 30 minutes to put this right.
Yeah, he kicked off yesterday with that 91.76 average.
140.
4 out of 6 on his doubles. He couldn't have asked for much more. Beat Carl Coleman in the first match of yesterday afternoon. Wasn't a great day for Carl either, in all fairness. did eventually get his win in his final match. He was
60.
scrambling to find that first couple of points.
So it should be single 18 for double top to get the first leg of the board. And he does so. Solid 18 darter. Hold a throw.
Second leg, Dylan to throw first. Game on.
Well, as we were saying in the studio, Keegan, last night in Group B, an 18 darter would have been considered poor with the standard that everyone was throwing in.
Yeah, Group B was absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? Last night in the early part of this morning, and you know, it was testament that the average was over 90, and the checkout percentage was a very healthy 40%. But yeah, I think
45.
You know, looking at the results, I think we might have found I might have discovered a new superstar in Jack Aldridge.
One of them, 40.
I think nearly the majority of his legs in Group B was 13 darters.
36.
Yeah, he was averaging over 100 for the night. Just incredible. Even in defeat, he averaged, I think, 103, was it?
100.
So Jack Aldridge, as we were saying yesterday, is someone to keep a close eye on, because some of the players he played at Q School and
61.
on the Challenge Tour, very accomplished players and very familiar names here at the Super Series. Everyone knows
82.
the way that Terry Nash was looking to go there. 51 for the bull. We saw loads of bullseyes yesterday too.
99. Tony Carr, 79.
Finds the treble. Leaves himself
on the
tops.
second leg, Terry Nash.
Very tidy 2-darter from Terry Nash. And it puts him 2-0 up
first.
in this opening contest. And he will be hoping to press home his advantage, because it's an early result for the ADC qualifier if it stays this way, which would put him top of the
95.
table.
So we alluded to last night, you know, when you get into Group B and Group C, when you find that little bit of confidence, is the fact that, you know, all you do is just keep winning. And it's so simple, but obviously if you keep winning, the pack can't chase you. And to be fair to Terry, he's came out really up for this one because he knows the importancy. You know, and he'd be hoping to, you know, if this continues as it is, he'd be over the moon to get a 4-0 win. Because obviously, just as much as obviously we're looking at the points, there's also that leg difference where, you know, the leg difference, if you're always, you know, plus 10, plus 12, that's worth at least another 2 or 4, potentially 4 points.
Well, as we heard from Terry,
140
before this match, he said he's been over in the Isle of Man the weekend just gone for
55
WDF event. Didn't get past the last 64, but
he's
certainly proving that he's more than capable. That's another sweet 2-dart outshot.
Game on.
Puts him 1 leg away from his opening victory on day 2 here in Group C.
100. $85.
Yeah, it's been a really good start here from Terry. You know, to go off in 18 and back-to-back 14 darters. So at the moment,
180.
What a beautiful camera angle that was of the 180.
137.
You know, when you think about it, obviously Terry's gone out in 18, 14 and 14. That's 46 darts and 45 81. Darts is a bang on 100 average. So that's how well Terry Nash is playing at the moment.
95. Dowling 140.
Well, that's not handy, a slip into the 5.
50.
Well, does leave himself potentially a shot at the bull. He'll be hoping to get at least that. But Nash is going to remind him just how well he's been playing.
140. Dowling 90.
This has to go for Dowling.
And it really does. So he'd be looking at 20s to kick it off. So it'd be treble 17. So it was 1 dart, a double 18.
54. Teddy car 44.
Potentially, it could be back-to-back-to-back 14 darters.
34.
Not quite.
36.
Not quite. He might have to wait a little bit longer to get this one sewn up. Dylan Dowling is looking to do something which happened to him yesterday, which has come from 3-0 to take a match 4-3.
Game on.
Got his first leg. He'll need to win another 3.
100.
Sometimes it's actually more simpler knowing what you have to do to win, and Dylan knows now.
139.
There's no option. He has to win the next 3 legs.
60.
Always comes back to that word momentum in darts.
95.
Yeah, I think Terry Nash's finishing was
60.
the standout. I mean, we know he can score, but the finishing in particular was what really got him the results. Just looking in his first match yesterday, 40% on the doubles. Dowling piles in maximum to leave himself a 2-dart finish and potentially collect 2 legs on the spin.
60.
Nash also with a 50% checkout rate, 37% at one stage. Double 18. That was so nice.
Dylan Dowling.
Dylan Dowling is just starting to mount a charge here.
Throw first.
Obviously, fantastic standard to be kicking off this Friday afternoon on Group C.
$42.
How costly is this 42 going to be at the end of this leg?
44.
Dylan might have got away with that one.
$125.
Good visit. Good visit from Dylan Dowling. And from being in complete control, Terry Nash
85.
might just feel a little bit like he's on the ropes here. Can Dylan Dowling continue to apply the pressure? That's a good start.
81. $81.
That's the thing in these short format matches, isn't it, Keegan? That, coming from 3 legs down seems like
140.
a mountain to climb, but actually he's on throw here. First down to a finish. Before you know it, in 3 or 4 minutes, it could be a level game.
113.
And it is definitely looking at the moment. So you can't do it now. Should be looking at 18s.
45.
Straight ton will be nice for Nash. Maybe
96.
Well, it won't quite be that,
68.
but 68 for Dowling.
So it's double 18 to make it 3 apiece.
Getting shot on the 6th leg, Dylan Dowling.
That's twice now he's hit that double 18 in that run of
So the
3
final leg,
consecutive
Terry,
legs that he's
first.
stringed
Game
together.
on.
Nash controlled the opening part of this one. Dowling has roared back into it, and the doubling has been outstanding from both of them.
140.
I think there's one similarity here where both players have won their 3 legs in both 46 darts.
21.
Obviously, Terry went out in 18, 14 and 14, and Dylan went out in 16, 12 and 18.
60. $41.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between the two of them. Not just that, but also
40.
think about those 2 darters that Terry Nash was taking out in the early part of the game. That 85, the biggest. Dylan Dowling with those double 18 hits, one of them on an 87 outshot. Not a great deal to separate them, but this is what happened to Dylan yesterday. Played well in his first game, just couldn't back it up. Nash was just performing at a consistent level throughout. And on his own throw, he is far closer to completing the job than the Irishman.
It's a good first start there. Hoping to get the 140, and he does. So Terry knows he's going to be coming back for 3 darts at 36.
Oh, the irony if Nash wins it on double 18 when Dowling has been hitting double 18 to peg him back. That's exactly what he does do. And they shake hands in the end after a last leg decider in our opener here on day 2 of Group C. And Terry Nash has moved into top spot in the table, the ADC qualifier, with a 4-3 win and a 91.5 average. Didn't miss much, did he? Just a couple of doubles. Dylan Dowling is defeated by Terry Nash 4-3.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series live here on Pluto TV. So the first match of the afternoon saw Terry Nash take a 4-3 victory over Dylan Dowling. And now our attention goes on to the second match of the afternoon. So now we have obviously Tom Cromwell against Coleman. So it's the battle of the Northerners. So it's the Northwest against the Northeast. So it should be a really interesting tie where obviously Carl's definitely had his, he's actually shown his class starts here in the past. And he'll be hoping for some of them today.
First leg, Tom to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, Carl had a difficult day yesterday, must be said. Struggled from dart 1, really.
26.
Just couldn't quite get the scoring together, averaging in the mid-70s largely. But that's just because he couldn't stay straight. This is a far better start from Carl Coleman 100. In this match. Just too many darts were drifting over into the 5, and he was hitting treble 5, and there were times where he was going for checkouts and missing the big number. And in all fairness, Cromwell had that issue as well at times, particularly going for checkouts and missing the big number. There was one particular game 100. In which he missed the big number twice. Missed it once, he still had a chance if he went for a second big segment and missed that as well.
81.
And so these two players, we know what confidence can do for their games respectively. But getting a win early and shaking off any rust from yesterday
43.
Would definitely be the priority for both of them.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the thing. It's, we were talking about in Group B last evening. It's how quick you can dust yourself
41.
off sort of situation where, both these players, they know how good they are. And unfortunately, yesterday, it didn't go that way. They'd be the first ones to know. But, both players were here very early this
60.
morning, around about 10:30 in the practice room practicing. Because, that's the only thing with darts. That's how you can put it right. It's just by practicing.
95.
Well, one positive to cling on to for Coleman will be the fact that his opening victory
60.
and his only victory so far came against Cromwell in his last game of yesterday. It's a game they'll both rather forget about, even Carl, despite the fact he won it, because they both could
56.
not stop missing doubles. It was not a pretty watch. We're looking at treble 10 maybe?
86.
That was what he was aiming for, to try and leave himself double 16. It's in that southwesterly region of the board, or maybe not. He's going up for the 12s. And now he's at tops.
28. Carl 52.
So it's a great opportunity for Carl to break through in the 52. So there's 2 darts at double 16. That's unlucky.
36.
I think he was going double.
Right, Cromwell will be hoping to be far closer than he was with his last effort. That is far closer, but still not close enough. Neither is that.
30.
Well, that one's on the wire of double 10.
16.
And this is what happened last night. These two kept missing doubles. But this time, Carl Coleman converts.
Second leg, Carl to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, just to put that into context, Carl Coleman won the match 4-3 against Cromwell yesterday. Missed 19 darts at double.
59.
Tom Crom missed 24 darts at double in that match. They've already missed 7 between them. We've only had one leg.
98.
I think that's the hardest thing is when, yourself and your opponent know the doubles are not going in as easy as they should be.
55.
That puts a little bit more pressure because then you're hoping one of you to take it out for then the other to kick in sort of thing. But there's one thing I've picked up on
59.
Tom's mannerisms today so far is he's not very happy with his throw because he keeps coming back and he keeps trying to release like a phantom dart just behind
99.
Carl there. So yeah. I don't know if he's nursing an injury as such, but he doesn't look very comfortable.
Yeah, and just resetting there.
140.
And actually yesterday, this time of day, he wasn't doing this. It was towards the end of the day where things were just going south for him when he started to do that ghost, that shadow dart behind.
100.
And just curious with those missed doubles and what you were saying when they're not going in as easily or effectively as you want them to.
58.
It was curious for Carl Coleman yesterday because he had checkouts of 113 and a ton. One of his matches as well, he had a 70 checkout. Ended up losing in the last leg
57.
decider. So there have been times where Coleman has looked really good and other times where he's just looked a shadow of the player that we know he can be.
Yeah, we always allude to confidence. And
58. Carl
I always say,
131.
if your darts are going a good 2 or 3 inches below the treble 20, then, at the moment you're quite nervous as such. It looks at both of these.
55. Tom Ricard,
Obviously players are a
88.
bit nervous for the second game today. So it should be looking...
26. Carl Ricard, 76.
Happy accident. And he gets
Being
it.
on the second leg, Carl Coleman.
Yeah, that's one of those from Coley. As I was talking
Phil
about
Alexander
before,
first.
yesterday,
Game
he did
on.
have some good finishes. But it was actually the simple ones that he was struggling with. The ton pluses, he was doing all right. Like I say, he had a couple of ton plus checkouts, but it was the simple shots that he was struggling with
56.
the most. Even just with 3 clear darts at double, he was really struggling to get it over the line. Has been performing well in the ADC this year, Carl Coleman. There were a few too many of those kind of darts yesterday, just drifting into the 5. But the one thing he's done brilliantly
125.
there is not react to that. Yesterday, he was reacting to those darts that were drifting into the 5. He basically just ignored that and then made the most of the visit as best he could.
55.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's not reacting to your emotions when you're playing on the hockey, where when you start doing that, your head sort of starts
85.
turning, your whole body language, starts becoming apparent to how you're thinking as such. And I always say to anyone that get into darts, you have to pretend
58.
darts is a game of poker where you don't get nothing to your opponent.
$100.
To be fair, let's be honest, this is a big game for both players. Neither player, they don't want to be at the bottom of the table. So there's always a little bit more, the 2 players at the bottom and the 2 players at the top. When they meet each other,
96.
it's always tend to be a little bit more pressure on it.
I think for Tom Cromwell, it was a bit of a fluctuation yesterday. Lost his first game
100.
4-1, won his second game 4-3 in a last leg decider against Dowling. There was some really good bright stuff in there. 1-2-3 checkout, a 1-2-7 checkout.
58. Carl Ricard,
But the difference in his
91.
averages ranged anything from... Well, there's a 20-point discrepancy between his best average and his worst.
51.
If he can bring those 2 numbers closer together, he'll be more competitive in games.
100%. You want the deviation to be, when they say mind the gap between the train and the platform, there's no difference to darts.
40. Carl Ricard, 40.
Tops for 3-0.
Gage on the third leg,
That's
Carl
far more
Coleman.
clinical from Coley. And this will be
Fourth leg,
giving
Carl,
him
the throw
confidence.
first.
Every leg that
Game
he
on.
picks up, and every leg that he picks up in that fashion, just needing 1 visit with 3 darts in hand at a target, that'll do him the world of good.
Yeah, 100%. I think as well,
59.
both these players would have been eyeing this match up for a 4-0 win to get some legs, get some plus legs on the board.
84.
Yeah, and the as it stands table here in Group C, Carl Coleman will move above Tom Cromwell
100.
onto 4 points. There's just one leg in it at the moment in the legs difference column. So even if he is going to fall to defeat here to
26.
Carl Coleman, Cromwell could do with just picking up a leg or two, even if it is in defeat.
85.
I think for Carl, this is the point where he needs to keep his head strong. He just needs to focus on getting over the win. Because obviously when your opponent, obviously not onto the same sort of playing level as you, your head science, can often disappear as such. And all Carl wants is just straight darts at the moment.
Well, speaking of disappearing, Cromwell's
95.
vanished since that first leg where he had 4 darts at double to win it. Carl Coleman eventually did take it. Both players couldn't close it out. And then, since then, Cromwell's just not been able to get it together. Had he won that leg,
57.
who knows what that could have done for him. And actually, it's Carl Coleman who's ridden the wave of that shaky first leg. And it looks like he's going to ride it all the way to the bank with a victory.
55.
Left himself a bogey, but it doesn't matter because he's way ahead.
You can't really see Tom here. I was going to say hit on a 140, but he's proved me wrong straight away.
102. Carl Carr, 107.
Not sure about the counting there. Might have got stayed down on the 19s. But it's 107, nevertheless for Coleman. So the first one's in. So they're the sort of moments where it's not costing in this
75.
leg, but if your opponent was, with you, then it could have caused a lot of issues.
Yeah, that's it. And if he was playing someone like a Terry Nash or a Dustin Straver or a Jack Twedell, the 3 players leading the charge in Group C at the moment, those sorts of things are punished, and they have been being punished for Carl Coleman, in all fairness. But he's left himself 32 for
41.
the match.
Carl Carr, 32.
So it's double 16 to wrap up a 4-0 win. So it's 2 12s. Surely.
8. Tom Carr, 131.
Not yet for Carl Coleman, but it's now or never for Cromwell. He looks beaten, doesn't he? This to change that.
$41. Carl Carr, 24.
Double 12 for Coley and a victory.
$12.
Well, he's still waiting.
Tom Carr, 90.
And these old demons from yesterday of missing doubles are just starting to rear their ugly head for Coleman. Now, can Cromwell give himself a shot at the bullseye?
Should be another big fat 20. So it's going to be a 1 dart at the ball.
57. Carl Carr, 12.
Double 6 for Coleman.
No score.
He'll be
Tom
thinking
Carr,
now,
33.
it's happening again. How many match starts has he missed now? First at 12s. Missing big numbers. Look at him, he's frustrated. He's still well in control of the match.
I thought he was going to throw the dart up to us then. So it's 2 8s.
25. Carl Carr, 12.
He's had a sip of water. He's visibly shown his frustration. He's taken his time. Now is the moment for you, Carl Coleman. Double 3. It's like a deja vu from the last visit.
No score.
It's another couple of match darts missed. And after all of the good work he's done in this match, you get the sense he's undoing it.
Surely.
Getting shot on the 4th leg, Tom Cromwell. 5th leg, Tom to throw first. Game
A
on.
leg on the board for Cromwell. It's also a breaker throw. Now, we mentioned he missed 4 darts in the first leg and wasn't able to get the job done. And he kind of vanished from there on in. Is this the
57.
platform that he needs? Carl Coleman will not be wanting to think about the amount of match darts that he just missed.
I think that's the thing. But Carl showing his class.
140.
That's a good first treble there. Unlucky on the second dart.
85. $57. $58.
It's a bit of a tough tie for both players here. Should be switching.
59.
That's a good move. I never ever go for a target when that's blocked.
What Carl Coleman needs is to get down to finish first and just make a clean kill.
42.
Because as soon as he starts missing more than 2 or 3 at double, those doubts are going to start creeping in. The doubts from yesterday, the doubts from the last leg, where he missed a bunch of match darts.
100.
And I think that was the thing, wasn't it? When he was going for double 12 and he hit the big 9, that was the one that sort of unsettled him.
Well, he is first down to a makeable shot.
59. Carly the car, 145.
It's not going to happen now, but as we say, get yourself
46.
in a good position. He's left himself 99. It's a 3-darter.
But this is the point where dart players lose their rationale, where you're getting yourself into a dogfight that you don't need to get into. Because dart players, when they think
40.
right, they know
Carly
that a big
Car,
18 will have
99.
left a ton. So this could be a bbit tricky. So it's looking for 60. So 77. So it should be either treble 19 or treble 15.
37. Tom the car, 160.
It's an outside chance here for Cromwell to get the second leg. Sorry, his second leg.
Chance disappears. Needed the 2 trebles, of course.
56. Carly the car, 62.
Treble 10. 20. Double 16. For the match again. And he's just taken a moment. And
Finish on the
eventually,
match, Carl
after
Coleman.
missing multiple match darts, Carl Coleman gets his victory. Across 2 days, but that is back-to-back wins for the man from Middlesbrough. And back-to-back wins over Tom Cromwell. This time a far more comprehensive affair than yesterday. But Carl Coleman is successful. Next up, Jack Twedell, the ADC Global Champion, takes on our group leader, Dustin Straver.
And welcome back to the Modus Super Series, exclusively live here on Pluri TV, where we now draw our attention to the leader of the pack. So obviously it's a match between Justin Straver and obviously the ADC Global Champion Jack Twedell. So obviously be an interesting tie, because obviously Dustin would like to extend his lead at the top, but this man Jack, he knows he's got a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, Dustin, the table topper at the moment, 35 years of age, from the Netherlands. Then, as we were saying in the studio earlier on, Keegan, I think that because of Nathan Potter's heroics of almost winning 15 matches in a row in Group A, Dustin's performances perhaps went a little bit under the radar, but you can't say that about him now, because he was actually the table leader overnight. He's since been usurped at the top by Terry Nash, who won his first match in the very first game of this afternoon, beating Dowling 4-3 with a 91.5 average. But Dustin Straver has the opportunity to jump back above Terry Nash. Just needs to make sure that he wins. That's all he has to do. If it goes to a last leg decider,
57.
The stats mean that Terry Nash will just about squeak above him again, but
45.
No, a win's a win. That's the first obstacle, isn't it? And actually a win for Dustin Straver here will be good news 41. For the likes of Dowling and even now Carl Coleman, because they've won 2 matches. And so's Jack Twedell, so inflicting defeat is beneficial for others as well, not 100. Just Dustin Straver. And Jack Twedell will be well aware of that.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Where you're looking at the table itself, obviously Terry is top of the pack at the moment, and obviously Dustin, if he gets 2 points here, all of a sudden, 1 and 2 are now drifting away from Jack. So Jack will know how important this match is, and being the ADC Global Champion, he knows 60. How to win in that stage at the most critical point. So Jack it 164, first one's in. I'm surprised he went for that man, but nevertheless he leaves 32 after only a handful of darts. So the ADC Global Champion is definitely coming out of the woodwork very quickly today so far. Moving over, makes a good marker, and he gets it.
First leg, Jack Twedell.
Twedell getting into his work early with the holder throw.
Second leg, Justin to throw first. Game on.
And it was a game between 95. These two late yesterday afternoon, which was massive for Dustin Straver. It was such a big game for the Dutchman 43. That he even stared straight down the barrel of one of our cameras after the result and gave it the big un. Really let out his emotion. And you can't
60.
blame him. He hit 2 180s in that game. He only missed 1 dart at double in the match and beat Jack Twedell 4-2, averaged higher than him as well.
85.
He only gave Jack 3 chances at the outer ring in the match. So it was a really accomplished performance from Dustin Straver. And this is what he was so good at yesterday. His ton 80s and his ton 40s. He was all over that 60 like a rash.
95.
And that's the thing, is that darts is all about the timing. That's a good marker there.
60.
Lucky not to get more than the 60. Jacket eyeing up for a big score, and he's finding it.
174.
And that
Just
is the definition of timing in darts.
Pressure on the Straver throw.
94. Jack the car 104.
104 for Twedell. Just needs a single treble, which he can't get. Does with his third dart,
88.
but by that point it's too late.
Dustin the car 52.
Big moment in the match already. We're only in the second leg.
He's gone the old double route, so it'll be double 14.
Maybe that's a bit of adrenaline. Marker?
38.
Well, it's inside
Jack
from
16.
Dustin Straver. Now Jack Twedell has the opportunity. Double 4.
Getting shot on the second leg.
Breaker
Jack
throw for Jack Twedell. And a big game.
Third leg Jack to through first. Game on.
Because if Jack wins it, he goes level on points with Dustin Straver.
Yeah, good 180 there from Jack on his throw. So straight away he's putting the pressure on Dustin's throw.
60.
This is what you would call turning the screw. You've just punished your opponent for missing. And you've kicked off 180, 140 after going 2-0 up.
And let's be honest, Jack looked like he was dead and buried in that previous leg, but it was that 174 that changed it.
95.
Interesting when
60.
it's
Jack Lucar 86.
a conversation involving Jack Twedell, because he has played against some really good players this year alone.
46.
And sometimes there's an argument that maybe he raises his game for the player rather than just trying to play at the same
84.
level every single match, regardless of who the
40.
opponent is.
Getting shot on
But
the
this
third
kind of
leg, Jack
performance,
Twedell.
a 13-darter just fired in to go 3-0 up,
Fourth
shows
leg,
why
Dustin
he is
to
the
reverse.
ADC Global
Game on.
Champion and why he has been playing against some of the world's best this year.
60.
Yeah, it's good to see Jack playing really good solid darts. You know, I remember playing Jack on the development tour about 12 years ago. So, you know, I do say darts is a marathon and not a sprint.
81.
Well, at the moment, he's decimating Dustin Straver. Maybe this is a touch of revenge
99.
from yesterday, where Straver knew beating him was crucial for his campaign. And that's the thing. Here in Group
100.
C, the fixtures are flipped the following day. So whoever you play last, you're going to bump into first the following morning. So you better make sure that you're nice to them, even if you beat them.
58.
Because otherwise, there's a risk of this happening. Jack Twedell trying to get his own back, and he's looking to do it with a bagel victory, a 4-0.
140. Jack
He might even do it with a 164.
So lucky that might stay there. So it'll be treble 20 for tops.
84. Dustin your car
So Dustin it. He's got the ladder shot.
$56. Jack your car
Well, with the way he's been
80.
throwing so far, you'd fancy him for this to win the match. Tops to take it for Twedell.
60. Dustin your car
The match
64.
start missed. Now, this is a lifeline for Straver. He's only had 2 darts at double in the whole match. Gonna have a couple more. Oh,
48.
you can see the pierce mark of where that went in the
Gianluca,
corner
20.
of the 8-8 bed. But it's bounced out. And maybe that's the luck Twedell needs to sweep in
Getting shot
and
on the
take the
match,
match
Jack
4-0. Well, Jack Twedell with an excellent performance, averaging over 92, couple of 180s in there as well. Really in that middle period of the game, when he went 2-0 up, he didn't take his foot off of the gas. And even though Dustin Straver tried his best to claw something back, he couldn't. And Jack Twedell wins 4-0 to match the Dutchman on points. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, live and free here on Pluto TV, and this is the Group C table. This is, of course, day 2 of Group C action, where we are looking to book some players through to Saturday night's finals night here at the Live Lounge, and you'll notice that the table has changed ever so slightly. Terry Nash hasn't played 7 matches physically, but has been awarded a couple of points, and that's because, unfortunately, Tom Cromwell has had to withdraw from the Modus Super Series this week due to injury. So he will play no further part this afternoon. So all of the games that Tom Cromwell was due to be involved in will be 4-0 walkovers for his opponents. So we wish Tom all the best, and hopefully he can recover from the injury. Sad to see him depart, but just confirmation that Tom Cromwell has withdrawn from Group C here in Week 8 of Series 13, and so the subsequent matches he was due to play will be defaulted as 4-0 victors for his respective opponents. So that is why the table looks as it does here. Well, what does that mean for our next match? Well, it means that Carl Coleman has got the opportunity to make up some ground on those above him. And for Terry Nash, it means he has now got a bit of a buffer, a couple of wins. Now, it's good news for Terry Nash in terms of the table, but I'm sure Terry and alongside Terry, the other players, wish Tom all the best as well. And it's one of those situations, Keegan, where Terry has benefited in terms of the points added to his standings, to his tally in the standings. As I mentioned, he's been given an extra couple of points because of Tom's withdrawal. But actually, all dart players, they want to do it 85. The right way by beating their opponent, don't they? So we wish Tom all the best.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we don't want to, me with 22. My dart player head on, we never want to win a game of darts when, somebody's, holding an injury. But you could see quite visibly there was something wrong with his elbow, shoulder injury. 100. So, we definitely wish, obviously, Tom Cromwell a very speedy recovery. But nevertheless, we now look at this, the 4th match of the afternoon. This is a big match here for young Carl Coleman.
One of them, 40.
Needs to find more visits like that. I found where, in the first match, I don't want to say he got away with it, but if he was playing someone else in the group, he might have not had the outcome like he did.
Yeah, there's still some weaknesses that need to be tightened up in Carl Coleman's game, but a win's a win, and you'll take it any way you get it, particularly in this format 84. Where it is so short. And we've seen quite a few turnarounds, actually, in Group C, where players have been in front and ended up losing. Well, 78 left. Well, he was searching for the 18 at least. The treble was his main target, but he's gone into the wrong segment. 15 leaves tops for a ton-plus finish.
On the first leg, Terry Nash.
Terry Nash is on the rampage here, looking to stamp home his authority at the top of the table, and he takes the opening leg with a 1-1-5.
.44.
Hit a 108 and a 110 yesterday, Terry Nash.
.60.
Now adds 1-1-5 to that collection.
.60.
Okay, then, not to get more than 60. We all say about timing. I think Terry will be the first to admit it was that 180 that changed the momentum in that first leg. More or less like a mirror image when obviously Jack hit that 174 in the previous match.
When you do that, Keegan, and you're starting a match and you start it with a big score, maybe a 140 or even a maximum, how much of that
60
isn't just for yourself to give you confidence, but also to kind of send a warning message to your opponent?
Yeah, it knocks the stuffing,
134.
Our start players is a battle of two swords, isn't it? Where, we're either doing it or on the receiving end. So, so when you're doing it, you feel like you're the peacock. You're walking around with your feathers sort of type because your confidence is, you're bouncing. And then on the other side, when somebody kicks off 180, it feels like you've just got a bit of a punch to the stomach.
134.
Lovely setup from Nash. He sets himself up from a bogey number, but Coleman wasn't in a position to land a blow on him.
41.
Well, double 16 would make it 2-0 to Nash.
Sorry, 16. Calicar 140.
Oh, a couple of misses on double 8. Carl can't get stuck into the 140.
60. Tenuka 16.
Loved a treble there. Just to apply a bit more pressure. Because Nash keeps missing.
Game shown the second
Although
leg.
he does eventually close it out on double 2. And there was a game yesterday actually where
third leg Carl through first.
he was
Game
down
on.
and around the double 2 area and really struggling to get it done. This time it was a far more simple equation.
$60. $46.
What Nash doesn't want to do is let this young man back into game.
100.
It's a good find on the treble 19. Back up the board.
97.
Well, in terms of players left in the field here in Group C, this is technically top against bottom. Nash top, Coleman bottom, but
125.
of course, in the standings, Tom Cromwell will still appear. And if you have just joined us here live and free on Pluto TV for the Modus Super Series, just a reminder that Tom Cromwell has withdrawn from this group due to
100.
injury, so he will play no further part.
$59.
So even though Carl Coleman
140.
technically won't finish bottom of the group, second bottom's not going to do him any good either in terms of what he wants.
60.
So in theory, he's gone from
51.
second bottom to now bottom.
Double top. That's well done from Carl Coleman. Takes a leg
Fourth leg charity throw first.
off of
Game
Nash. It is a holder throw. But yesterday, Keegs, we saw Coleman getting frustrated with misses, and we have seen him do that.
177.
Great 177 from Nash there. We have seen him still do that, get frustrated, but nowhere near as much as he was getting yesterday.
60.
Commentator's curse.
Right on cue, eh?
95.
Terry out. Fancied to be on the 9 dart.
125.
Good 125 there from Coleman.
$99.
There's a real snap about the way Terry Nash is throwing his darts. It was similar yesterday when he was feeling confident. Even hit that blind 180 or no-look 180, whatever you want to call it. He won't be turning his head away from this one, that's for sure.
59.
Should be on 19s. Might go down to the 19s. Might be looking at 25. Yeah, it's good darts.
127. Telucar 71.
So it's 14 for tops. So it's double top for a 71.
Getting shown
And
the
he
fourth
does.
leg, Terry Nash.
Those mid-range
Fifth leg,
finishes have
Carl,
been
the
really
through
good for
first.
Terry Nash.
Game on.
Today in particular. That first game he had where he averaged 91.5. It was 4 out of 6 on his doubles. His high checkout was 85, but there were also a couple of 2-dart finishes in there. He was
90.
taking out the combinations, which got him the big 2 points that he was after.
140.
If he can carry on doing that, then he's looking good for Saturday night, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And that's all he wants to keep doing, is just keep winning. Because at the moment,
60.
he is the man of the pack. And, you know, looking at the fixtures, obviously Terry, you know, plays
100.
Dustin, you know, a lot later in the day. So at the moment, you would say the group momentum is definitely with, obviously, Jack and Terry at the moment.
30.
That's a good treble 20 found there.
140.
To be fair, there's not a lot that Coleman could do, especially against Terry's scoring power at the moment.
140. To the card, 121.
1-2-1 would win it. Starting on the ball.
So it's 54 left. So it should be 14 for tops, 4 for bullseye, or 18 for 36.
81.
Curious, but he can afford it.
90.
He'll probably take this out first start now, won't he?
Getting shown
There
the
you go,
match, Terry
right
Nash.
on cue. Terry Nash with another win. And it's a victory which further cements his spot at the top of the standings. He won't have a game next up because Tom Cromwell has withdrawn. So that means he picks up a free 2 points, basically, to add to the 2 points he's just earned against Carl Coleman there. Only gave Coleman a couple of darts at double. He wins 4-1 and stays top.
and welcome back to the Motor Super Series exclusively live here on Pluto TV. See now in this tie, we now see Dylan Dowling against Dustin and Straver. I think obviously Dylan's probably waited his longest to get back on the hockey from the first game. He was very unlucky not to get the win against Terry. Now, I have to say, Dylan played really well to, get back into it. And Dustin, you feel at the moment, he needs to find a good winner to remain on, obviously, Jack's toes at the moment.
Yeah, it seems a strange thing to say that this is a bigger game for Dustin than it is for Dylan, because if Dylan beats him, he goes level on points with him, and then we've got a three-way dance of players all on the same points. So, yeah, a tricky one to call, but I think the thing is with Dylan Dowling is, effectively, so far in this campaign, even though he lost in a last leg decider in his first match, he didn't play badly against Terry Nash, by any means. Maybe didn't score quite as highly as he could have done. So if you take the basis of those games he had yesterday and the game today, he's pretty much had 1.5 bad games. He had one really bad one yesterday. But this is the standard he's capable of performing at, the man from Galway. And even the half bad game he has yesterday, I don't think was a particularly poor performance. He was 3-0 up and just ended up getting turned over by Tom Cromwell, who probably turned in his best display. So I think it's easy to sometimes get bogged down in bad things that have happened to you, but actually, generally, for a first campaign, he's got plenty to work with there and plenty to build on.
140, Deluca 170.
So Dylan looking at the big fish. He can't finish now, so hoping to sell it up.
54.
That's a good dart.
100.
See, once again, I'll go back to the point where when dart players start putting themselves under pressure, that's when they start miscounting.
Yeah, that's a sin. It's a sin from Straver. He even looked at the scoreboard, and now he's lost it. I mean, it's a brilliant finish from Dylan Dowling. Let's take nothing away from that. But Dustin Straver knows a win would get him back into the spots for Saturday night.
60.
And he's left himself a bogey number. Because in that previous visit, he took a risk by throwing for the 60 anyway, and then stayed on the 20s.
100.
It's funny what pressure does, as you said.
Yeah, pressure to a dart player.
100.
It's that sort of situation where you always want a little bit, but not too much, because then it really does affect you, and it plays havoc at the wrong times, if that makes sense. Where we've seen in the last couple of games where when the opponents should be winning it, there's a little bit of pressure. All of a sudden, the miscount comes back into it. Absolutely superb here from Dowling.
180.
Yeah, did hit 3 maximums in his second match yesterday.
$45. 60.
I just get the sense here with Dustin, he might just be starting to run out of steam at the critical time in his campaign. Now, 36 was good to Dowling in his last match.
32.
Well, not so good there. And so the opportunity opens itself up for Straver.
It's treble 17 for the ball. Treble 16 to leave 36.
Deluca 4.
So Dylan got 3 darts at double 2. In the madhouse now. It's going to be a good guide.
No score.
Lucky
Just
not
your
to
car,
use it.
36.
Bends the wire.
Getting shot on the
Yeah,
second
he
leg.
could
Justin
not follow
Straver.
that, could he? It's a really good guide. It's
Third
a
leg,
really
Dylan to throw
important
first.
dart as
Game
well for the
on.
Dutchman.
Be interesting to see how Dylan bounces back after that
125.
leg, because let's be honest, he should have been 2-0 up at this stage.
60.
That's why I always say it doesn't matter if you're 300 behind in the leg. Never ever give up, because you never know what's going to happen in this game.
93.
There is a touch of the Jermaine
100.
Watamanas about Dustin Straver. Now, hear me out here. Just because they're both quick players isn't the thing I'm thinking of. They've
43.
both got very similar hairstyles. Jermaine Watamanas got that kind of shaved side with the floppy top.
140. $100.
And speaking of Dutchmen, it'll be the Van
99.
Truyt boys who represent the Netherlands,
car,
the
140.
international pairs, which has its third edition following this series. Ireland, Dylan Dowling's country, are
60.
the reigning champions.
Just in the car, 102.
Conor Heenahan, who you'll see in action tonight on Pluto TV as part of Group B, joined by John O'Shea, looking to defend their
50.
crown.
W car 80.
But it's Dowling who's fighting for Ireland here and fighting to climb his way up the table against a player who was there overnight and now isn't.
60. Just in your car 52.
So it's 50 hit 2 for Dustin. So 2 darts at double 16.
Getting
And he
shot on the
gets
third
it.
leg, Justin Straver. Fourth leg, Justin to throw first. Game on.
How much is Dylan Downing feeling out at the moment? He knows he should be 3-0 up.
100.
This is where you show your character when your back's against the wall sort of situation.
41. $60. $100.
Lucky more not to get more there, Dylan.
$140.
Well, Dustin's scoring was what really fashioned him opportunities yesterday. He has hit 5 tons, 3 ton
10.
40s, yet to find a maximum in this match. It's really opening the door for him, and it was giving him confidence.
96.
Hasn't quite been at the same level so far today. He's also not bounding about the stage with the same enthusiasm as he was 24 hours ago. I wonder
39.
why that is.
This is a car
Maybe because
105.
Terry Nash has gone above him. Maybe because he lost his first game of the day 4-0 to Jack Twedell. Who knows?
73.
Maybe a ton plus checkout would have given him somewhat of a tonic. Doesn't go, but he should be 3-1 to the good in the next visit.
92. Just for your car 32.
So Dustin there, 3 darts, a double 16. I'm looking at 2 8s, and he
Getting
gets
on the
it.
fourth leg, Justin Straver.
I think there's
Fifth
one
leg,
thing I
Dylan
have to
to
say.
first.
If we're
Game
looking
on.
back at this game, it's that second leg where Dylan had 18 left and he hit about 14. And it's the same sort of scenario where when Cole
140.
played, he missed double 12 and he hit a big 9. And then it just threw him off target, off the whole leg. And
81.
you know, that's the similarity that both players obviously unfortunately lost that leg.
Is that a rhythm
135.
thing then, Keegan? Is that... It's so much easier for us to sit here in the commentary box and say, well, just take a step back and refocus and think about what you need. But
60.
some players rely on their rhythm so much that just even throwing at the wrong target by mistake can really send them sideways. Oh, hello.
180.
Speaking of sideways, he turned his head sideways pretty quick. I'm not sure whether that falls under the criteria of blind 180 or not.
Dylan McCall, 46.
He's got a smile on his face. It's a smirk on his face.
14.
That would have been a bigger one if that had gone in.
So dusting it. Could potentially for tops, but he's not going to be now.
85. Dylan McCall, 32.
So you feel for Dylan, this has to go first dart. Just to get the confidence going again on the doubles. Oh,
Game
what
on
a
the
dart.
fifth leg, Dylan Dowling.
Absolutely phenomenal dart.
No idea
Sixth
how
leg,
that's
Justin,
clung
you're
on.
through first. Game on.
I think that caught more wire than it did Seisel, but who cares? It's in.
97.
I think you're right to pinpoint that second leg for Dylan Dowling because he could easily have been 2-0 up. Now he does eventually get his second leg of the match, but he's going to have to win another 2 on the spin to get the
96.
result. And he's going to have to do it via a breaker throw as well.
You know, and let's be honest, you look at this match as an example, it should be 5-0 up. And it's only first to fall.
140.
That was the missed opportunities on the doubles. But to be fair to Dylan,
100.
he did bounce back really well against, obviously, Terry 3-0 up, got back to 3-3 and just unlucky not to get over the line. And
100.
he's definitely been some good performances so far.
The 2 doubles that Dylan has hit, one of them was that magical double 16 that we just saw,
38.
and the other was at the end of a 1-1-6 combination. He's missed 10 darts
60.
at double in this match. He's actually had double the amount of chances to win legs than Dustin Straver, but he's not taken them, and Straver is in front. But that 180 might just change things.
104.
He's left himself on a 2-darter. Treble found, and he can't get the win. Misses a match dart. Double 18.
86. Dylan McCall, 87.
So Dylan it, be looking at the 51. He's found it. So it's 2 darts at his favourite double 18.
Getting shown the 6th leg, Dylan Dowling.
Yeah, it's been good to him, hasn't it? Double 18
Seventh final
today.
leg, Dylan to through first.
Well, we said if he was going to come back, he would have had to do it the hard way by breaking Dustin Straver. He has. There have been far more misses for Dowling than there have for Straver. But he's clung on in there despite those misses. Has the darts in a last leg decider.
Unlucky not to get more than a 85 there. But dusted it. What a time. That's time. All about timing.
$82.
So all of a sudden, after 2 throws from Dylan, looks like Dustin's managed to wrestle it.
140.
Surely not. Deja vu again for Dylan there.
$94.
Well, Dustin has nudged his average above 91.
140.
Swarming that 60 again. Needs 2 trebles. There's one.
100.
Oh, is that going to be enough? Can you picture Straver missing this?
9.
Well, yes.
140.
You have to picture it because it's just unfolded. And it's a couple more match darts that have gone for Dustin Straver. He looks concerned.
I wasn't too sure if that was a dart for tops or a dart for treble 20.
40. Dustin Car 32.
Straver to win and to nudge himself back into the top 2 of this group. 2 more match darts passing by, but the third one finds its mark. And a puff of the cheeks from the Dutchman Dustin Straver. There we go, we saw that yesterday against Jack Twedell, and Paul Hinks wipes his brow as well in relief because he knows exactly what Dustin Straver will be feeling. Calm down, he says. There's still plenty of race left to run in this Group C campaign, but that could be an important win for Dustin Straver.
Welcome back here to the Modus Super Series. We've just seen an absolutely fantastic game there between Dylan Dowling and Dustin Straver, where once again, unfortunately, Dylan's came back from went down from another 4-3 win. But just going through the matches so far that we've had, where what a fantastic Group C that we've had. Well, unfortunately, Tom Cromwell has had to retire hurt. So obviously the players in the group have all now received a 4-0 win on the tables. So as you can see, Terry Nash is leading the pack at the moment, with obviously Dustin in second and Jack on third. So It's going to be a very interesting set of play coming up in a minute, and what a way to kick off a Friday afternoon here at the Modus Super Series.
Well, we're still waiting to find out who books their spot in Saturday night from Group C. And if you don't remember what happened last Saturday, then where were you on Pluto TV? Let's remind you.
Game on the fourth leg.
Beautiful.
However, this would be the ultimate Neil Duff skin saver. If he can find the ball, he gets the ball! He would have expected, still needs a treble here to give himself a poke at the double, and he has to find a way above. Well, that's a steal for Slevin. To keep the flame flickering. Top 16. 106 fouled.
30 in the last leg. This one the same. Stay straight. Needs a treble. Oh no.
Oh yes. Going to prove more than enough. Because he finds the double top.
Now in regards to quality.
It's everything you want to see. It's everything you want to see and more.
On the mark.
Place in the final once again.
Number 16.
Neil
Neil Duff. At the ball.
Ooh, tricky. Doesn't like the lies moved across. What a dart that is from Neil Duff.
It's
It's 6 of the best for Neil Duff.
Heartbreak for young James Buckby at the end there, because he was beaten by a man who has won more weeks here at the Modus Super Series than anyone else. Congratulations to Neil Duff, who last week lifted his 6th weekly title here at the Super Series, and these are our Series 13 champions so far. It feels like a lifetime ago that Steve Green won Week 1, but since then we've had Keanu Van Velzen, Radek Sagansky of Poland, Derek Coulson broke the Group A curse, Graham Hall and Scott Taylor in Weeks 5 and 6, and as we've just seen, Neil Duff took Week 7. Who will take Week 8? We will find out on Saturday night, and before we know it, it will be time for another Champions Week. Dustin Straver will be dreaming of his name being on that graphic that we just showed you as a weekly winner here in Series 13 at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. We've already seen a Dutchman win a title, and you can see there Dustin really geeing himself up for this one. Go on, he says. Knows the importance, knows the significance.
55.
So obviously it's a weird conception that we've got at the moment, obviously, unfortunately, where obviously Tom Cromwell has retired hurt.
140.
And obviously some players will be now playing back-to-back. So it'd be interesting, because that word momentum
100.
is now going to play even a bigger part this afternoon, where, you know, if you've came off and you've just won, and then you're back on stage, you know, because there's always an essence with dart
45.
players where, you know, if you're winning, you just want to keep playing. You know, you don't want to, you know, have to wait for an extra 10 or 15 minutes. So it'll be interesting to see how, obviously, Dustin's going to be the first one that's going to be playing back-to-back this afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see how well he does and how well he copes with it.
44.
Yeah, there's no precedent for it in this group, is there, when it comes to players playing back-to-back? Simply
42.
don't know. We'll find out before too long, but we don't know whether it will work for him or whether it will catch him off guard a touch. For Carl Coleman, I think it's just about staying as consistent as possible until the end, because the likelihood of him qualifying is looking very slim indeed.
60.
But that doesn't mean he can't ruin everyone else's afternoon. And a win's a win, as we keep saying, Keegs. He can dent Dustin's hopes.
58.
And that's the thing, that, you know, it doesn't matter wherever you are in that table, you always play the part in the group. And, you know, we see it so many times, don't we, where they're in either in Group B or Group C, you know, when the prizes are more on the line as such. And, you know, how many times do we see the bottom of the table beating top of the table, and all of a sudden it has a bit of a negative impact. She's looking at treble 19 to leave the ball there.
31.
So really, Dustin's got the first chance on the 48 to go 1-0 up. So there's 2 darts at 32. Should be a good guide.
30.
Oh, he's got into the wrong bed.
Car 81.
81 for Carl Coleman, who, having now looked at the table, can't officially qualify for Saturday night.
32. Dustin Car 18.
Ahoy, Captain. Yeah, that was a little bit far north, wasn't it? Double 4.
14. Carl Uricar,
These are the
49.
chances that Dustin cannot be given Coleman a second chance. So Coleman now got 2 darts, a double top, and he
He's
gets
on the
it.
first leg, Carl Coleman.
Now, Dustin Straver is going to have to come from behind. Only one leg behind, but it is an early break of throw. And of all of the psyching up and geeing up he did of himself, it didn't work. It's basically a 3-way shootout for a spot in Saturday night, and 2 of them
96.
will go through. Straver is in the mix. So is Nash, and so is Jack Twedell. Now, Straver was top overnight, and he'll be hoping just to stay in the top 2, because that will book him his spot back here tomorrow. We saw disappointment last week, where players were missing out on legs difference. Sorry, Scott Mitchell, to bring it up again.
60.
But even Carl Coleman taking a leg off of him, he won't be thinking about legs difference right now. As we keep saying, he'll just be thinking about picking up the 2 points.
47.
But really, you want to win as convincingly as possible, just in case it gets down to the leg difference.
Yeah, it's nothing worse when you're a dart player and, you know, you wait and
100.
how your future looks on other dart players. Because, you know, let me tell you, it's the most nerve-wracking time for a dart player. And, you know, like we always say, if you go out there and win,
58.
that's all that matters. If you're going to go out there and lose, always lose full free. It's less damage.
140. Carl Uricar 160.
Straver just trying to put his equipment back together.
$80. Dustin Uricar 101.
101, the equation. Big fat 9. Leaves
Each
double
on the second
16.
leg,
That's
Dustin
so well
Straver.
done from Dustin Straver. Breaks straight back.
Third leg, Dustin, you through first. Game on.
Now he's back in the box seat with the darts.
$100.
Well, we have seen him express emotion this week, Dustin Straver. We've seen it today. We saw it this time 24 hours ago against Jack Twedell.
31.
But no expression of emotion there, even though that was a ton plus checkout, even though it was a break back, even though it was important for him.
60.
It's so early in the contest. He knows there's plenty of work still yet to be done.
That's one thing I do admire
50.
of Dustin, where it's the fact that he celebrates at the end of the match. You know, when it's all said and done as such.
81.
Because in all fairness, when you're out there and, you know, you're trying to get the win, don't lose energy. Don't use your energy for celebrating or giving it a large. Do it at the end.
59.
Because I think sometimes that actually, it puts yourself off. Because you see so many times where, you know, somebody will take up, you know, argument's sake, they take out 120,
81.
give it the big in, and then they come back round, throw first, and then hit 45. And it doesn't matter whether you play in the local pub or here or, you know, the elite level. It
100.
happens. Happens on every platform.
$59.
First down to finish again. And with the way that he's been attacking that 60 bed
100.
so far
Dustin
this week,
Carr,
Dustin Straver,
120.
this should be right up his street. Can he squeeze one past? No, he's gone too high. But that'll
100.
do.
Carl Carr, 161.
This would be Carl Coleman's biggest finish of the week. And it's not going to happen. So Dustin Straver to come from 1 down
65.
to make it
Dustin
a
Carr,
2-1 lead.
20.
Has 2 10s in his sights. I'll double 5.
15. Carl
Oh, that
Carr,
could be awkward.
96.
Yeah, this is the same Carl Coleman problem that we saw yesterday. Too many wayward darts.
24.
The bow of the
Dustin Carr,
head
5.
tells you that he knows as well as anyone else that it's causing him issues. Straver down in the basement.
Getting shot on the third leg, Dustin Straver.
Well, he'll be thankful that he got that done in that visit, because you don't want to be
Fourth leg
knocking
Carl,
around
the
double
through
2 and
first.
double 1
Game
for too
on.
long in a massive game where you have to win. But he is winning.
What you're going to see for the top 3 in the table, I say the
60.
top 3, but obviously both Dustin and Terry are both going to look at Carl,
45.
you know, and think, do you know what, we need the legs. And obviously Jack's got left to obviously play Carl later on, but they're
96.
unfortunately going to try to target the bottom of the pack to get them more legs on the board. And, you know, let's be honest, is
55.
you know, you just think Dustin's actually just doing enough. He's sort of coasting his way to victory.
95. $95. $58. $42.
Well, we've spoken about Dustin Straver's scoring,
65.
particularly in this Group C campaign. Hasn't been there in this match. Just one score of 140. Might be 2 now.
85.
No, drags it.
Carl 127.
I think that's the pressure in it, because
Has to be.
yeah, because it's one of them weird games where you feel like you can't
87.
lose, and then you put more pressure on yourself, and you kind of like talk yourself out of a victory. So he's looking at 25 there.
133.
Or the 171.
Carl 40.
Well, those are 3 darts thrown in pure frustration.
Getting shot on the fourth leg, Carl Coleman.
They're 3 of his best darts that he's thrown, but the problem he's got is that
Fifth
Carl
leg,
Coleman has
Dustin
just
to
levelled the
first.
match.
Game on.
You know, I think our
58.
camera crew's just done a fantastic job keeping up with Dustin's throw there.
You're very complimentary, considering
Oh,
how
55.
horrible they are to you.
The thing is, here at the Modus Super Series, we're like a massive family, aren't we? You know, you see us on the
96.
front of the camera, but you don't see all the back stuff. That's a good foul there for the 1-3-4. So you should be... Might look... See, this is once again the dart player that...
123.
Losing the rational side, there's no way you should be going for the 20s on 306. Always the 19 route at this level. But once again, it goes back. The dart player, something so simple of miscounting can cause a massive impact on their performance. So you might go back up the board.
97. Carl Carr 112.
Which is massive. It's 112, and he's found it. So it's one dart at double top to go 3-2 up.
92. Dustin, your car 86.
It's low from Coley, and it means that it's a lifeline for Straver. Does low indeed equal lifeline?
44.
Was eyeing up the
Carl,
centre of the
your car
board.
20.
It's now 9 missed darts at double in the match for
Getting
Dustin
shoulder fifth leg,
Straver.
Carl Coleman.
But Carl Coleman is operating at 60% on his doubles.
6 leg Carl to through first. Game on.
And so he takes the 3-2 lead and breaks Straver. And that might break Straver's heart, because he is desperate to get back into the top 2 to book his spot through to Saturday night.
78.
He has to switch it on now. His scoring's been so good, it's just not been there in this match.
140.
Just the second 140 there of the contest. As we mentioned, he's missed 9 darts at double. One of the shots that he did hit to win his first leg was a 101 checkout. It's just not quite been operating at the same level, and now he's starting to lose his line.
But this is where you do have to become, you know, very zoned into the board, because, to be fair, this is what the Coleman that we know here at the Modus Super Series, and, you know, unfortunately it might have came a little bit too late.
Well, Dustin Straver did the right thing there. He was frustrated with that last visit. He should have gone back to the edge of the stage and thought, right, 180 still leaves me a finish here. Got the first treble and then maybe just chased it a bit.
62.
Another?
140.
Big 140.
Car,
Two 140s in this leg, having hit only one in the match previously before.
Shots on. Looking at 57. Unlucky, so 74, so it could be treble 14 for 32.
93.
Leaves it handy for 60. So the 86 has to go. So another one for the ball. Oh, double 16.
70.
That's unlucky.
Car 60.
This to inflict a painful defeat on Straver. Double 10.
40.
Oh, he bends the wire. He knows 16. It's close, Coley. You can see by the smirk on his face. That's a stern look on the face of Straver. This is absolutely crucial. And he sneaks it in. Look at the angle of entry of that dart. He sends it to a last leg decider where he has the darts. And this, simply put, has to be his best leg of the match.
Yeah, there's no ifs or buts. This is where he needs to find that treble, but not that one.
55.
So Coleman now, you feel advantage.
$55. $44.
Well, Dustin has gone 55-44 to start the last leg decider on his own throat.
40.
Thankfully for him, Carl Coleman has also come up dry. And there's that G-ing up, that psychological spurring himself on.
100.
Well, a ton will do at this stage.
That's a good find there. Might look down to the bottom of the board.
99.
That's a good switch. Should be looking at 18s. Once again, this is the sort of, when you're in this
43.
scenario in the last leg, give yourself a chance.
He's already been burned once.
And he looks like he potentially could get burned twice. So it should be 19s. Has to go. Back up the board.
59.
So you feel at the moment, Coleman's got a fantastic opportunity. If he can find that first treble 20, and he does say that's a perfect lie, might stay there.
100.
Should be a good market.
60. Carl, you're in the car, 164.
Well, we're down into the real crunch moments. 164 isn't going to happen. Nice bull find, though.
Oh, that's fantastic. 45 there.
Just in the car, 140.
Oh no, he's missed the board with the last dart as well, and that's just frustration. He thinks this is gone. Don thinks it's gone. He thinks it's done. I'm gone. I'm done.
Don't leave me here.
Is this match?
He's done it again this way.
29.
So close, and not for the first time for Carl Coleman. Straver. 2 match darts incoming. 1 left.
40.
He's just crumbling. Dustin Straver. He was in such a good position. Carl Coleman can't qualify for Saturday night, but he can stop Dustin Straver and ruin his chances.
It could be a bit of an awkward light. I'd be tempted to go the other way. Oh. Surely.
He's going to have to go Stephen Bunting here, all the way over to that side.
8.
And he can't get it. It would have been near on impossible to find a way through there. Straver has been given another opportunity. The olive branch has been offered to him. Can he take it? Can he take it? No, he cannot. You can stand and stare all you want. They're not in, pal.
So Carl focusing on double fault to get the win. To get the second win of the day. 2 2s.
4. Dustin, your car, 20.
Who wants it? Straver needs it. Coleman doesn't. Straver does. He is lucky he's been given this many chances. He's still alive. Double 4. And finally, Dustin Straver gets the win. If he was relieved in the last match, imagine how he's feeling right now. Because, to be honest, not often do you get that many chances at match darts and let off the hook. Carl Coleman's so angry, he's just smashed himself in the head with his own darts case. 4-3 the win for Dustin Straver that puts him back in the top 2 and back potentially in with a shout of Saturday night. We're getting down to the crunch now in Group C here at the Modus Super Series. This is the Live Lounge. Welcome back to our purpose-built venue here in the North End area of the city of Portsmouth. And that man throwing is Jack Twedell, and he is hoping to beat 2 of 3 players. Well, he can't be 2 people, obviously. He's hoping to be 1 of 2 people to qualify through to Saturday night, of which there are 3 people in the mix. There we go, got there in the end. One of the players who is in with a shout of qualification is Dustin Straver, who just pulled off a very key victory. Somehow got it over the line. Dustin Straver
57.
Missed 18 darts at double. Most of those were match darts, but Coleman couldn't wrap it up himself in that last leg decider, and so Dustin got a crucial
96.
2 points added to his tally. Just a reminder that Tom Cromwell withdrew earlier on, around about an hour ago, due to injury, so he plays
100.
no further part in this Group C campaign, which means that the games that he was due to play, the opponents have been given a 4-0 walkover win. So that includes Jack Twedell, who was due to play Tom Cromwell in his last match, but has been given the 4-0 win by default because of Tom's withdrawal, and we wish Tom all the best in recovering from that injury.
93.
But Twedell now has the opportunity to add another 2 points to his tally against Dowling, who was a tricky customer for Dustin Straver earlier on this afternoon, Keegs. Took it to a last leg decider,
100.
hit a 116 checkout. Actually, almost under the radar, hit 4 180s in that match. So this might not be as easy as people could predict.
57.
No, 100% there. And to be fair to Dylan, he's not done a lot wrong today. And unfortunately, he's just been on the wrong side of the draws as such. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how both players get into it, because with Dustin at the moment, that just keeps knocking at the door, keeps winning at the 4-3.
132.
Problem is, he keeps winning, and he's not letting Jack have any breathing space for second place at the moment. So be looking to set this up now, Dylan. Treble 20 relief 36.
57. Jack Lucar 62.
This is 2 5s for Jack.
52. Jack Lucar 76.
Well, of all of the players in this group here at the Modus Super Series this week, Dowling is, I'd say, the more methodical when it comes to throwing for double in particular. He's the one that takes the longest, gives himself the most time and breathing space.
40.
And generally, it's worked, particularly on double 18, but not there. And Twedell fires in that double 5 to give himself the 1-leg lead.
Second leg, Dylan to throw first. Game on.
The problem for Dustin Straver in particular, who's one of those 3 players I mentioned looking to get his spot in Saturday night, is that Terry Nash and
78.
Jack have both been given those 4-0 walkover wins over Cromwell. So if it comes down to leg difference, and Dustin is being sucked
85.
into last leg deciders, of which he's had 2 in his last 2 matches. He's won those matches, so he's got the 4 points, but
57.
he's only gained +2 in the legs difference column, and that could be key come the end of the day.
You know, and let's be honest, the first game that obviously Dustin had was against Jack, and he had a 4-0 lose. So in theory, even though he's got the +2 at the moment, he's actually -2 as it stands. And like we said, leg difference always plays a part on Friday
81.
on any group. But this is where the season sort of pro would just come in,
100.
not look at any sort of charts, not look at what they need to do, because they believe in their own game. They don't need to rely on other people to, get them through
100.
as such.
And our next match here on stage after this, Terry Nash, the table topper, takes on second place
100.
Dustin Straver. Big game that. And I guess at this point, if Jack Twedell wins, he probably wants Terry Nash to win that, because then he can suck
93.
Dustin in.
Jack Lucar 116.
Can't find the 60, which would have left him double 18.
56. Dylan Lucar 92.
60 the target for Dowling as well. Would leave him a shot at double 16.
Another one.
Game show on the second leg.
Good darts there.
Double for Dowling.
Through first. Game on.
He's got DD initials. He goes DD on the outer ring, and on 36 has been DD
81.
Lightfall for him.
It's going to be a weird one for Dustin in the next match because, in theory, that's his last match of the day. So now he's going to have,
49.
unfortunately, has to watch Terry and Jack, you know, very nervously to see how they get on.
100.
Yeah, I just wonder with Dustin Straver, he's been embroiled in two last leg deciders in his last two matches. We saw the palpable relief in the first game where he got over the line 4-3 against Dylan Dowling. And then, just then, against Carl Coleman, the relief was even bigger than it was in the match before. When you are going through emotions like that, how hard is it to bring yourself back to a level where you can just concentrate when there is so much on the line?
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing. And, you know, we say about darts, you know, you have to be quite mentally strong to be able to switch off at the right time.
83.
And then just go up there.
73.
And just obviously go up there and just play your game, because there's nothing worse when you start, you know, worrying about factors that could contribute to, you know, how you get on in the group. That's when it starts
96.
unraveling very quickly.
$57. Dylan, your car, 156.
Needs 3 perfect darts to take this out, starting on the treble 20.
$56. Jack your car, 130.
Well, he makes it a 2-dart finish at least. If Twedell can't hit 130.
Just treble 17 to leave 24.
106.
That's cracking darts there.
100.
Yeah, beautifully set up by the ADC Global Champion. And Dylan Dowling once again taking his time. Top stop. Boy.
He wants to be careful with it. That's why he's moving across.
40. Jack your car, 24.
Just wondered whether he might have gone for it.
Getting shot on the third leg, Jack Twedell.
Taking out another leg on double 12.
Fourth leg, Dylan to throw first.
I think having gone double-double in a previous leg in this match, the only leg that he's won, 2 double 18s, just wonder on 100 whether he might have gone for it there.
92.
Yeah, and to be fair, that probably would have been the right call, because that second dart landed very, very awkwardly, and
100.
you know, and that's why the third one kind of even going to the board, it just slammed across the barrels.
59.
You know, one thing I've really been impressed with Dylan's performances so far today, you know, in his first match, it was 46 darts that he took to win 3 of the legs, and, you know, in the second one, once again, 43. So
134.
his winning legs today are way over the 100 mark.
$100.
And he'll be hoping that
58.
this experience can help him when he comes back. I mean, there have been some really positive things to build on for Dylan Dowling. And let's face it, he's coming up against players who
91.
have far more experience on this stage than he's
158.
got.
No, 100%. Now, let's be honest. Besides winning a
96.
series here at the Modus
110.
Super Series, Jack's won the next biggest thing, hasn't he?
Yeah. And the biggest prize in amateur darts, 60 grand last time Jack Twedell was on this stage.
80. Dylan your car, 62.
But that's the thing, that just shows you what the level is in darts at the moment, where in theory you know, the biggest prize in amateur darts was won by Jack this year. And there's a
44.
potential chance that he
Car
might not
50.
actually reach to a Saturday night finals night tomorrow night.
Or elected to go straight for double 15.
26. W car 18.
It's a double that served him well yesterday when he took out a 150. He actually left it a couple of times and wired it on a second attempt.
No score.
Busted
W
score.
car 4.
Wrong double. Twedell for 3-1 and a break.
Getting shown the 4th leg. Jack
Straight in
Twedell.
the double 2. Gives him the 2-leg buffer that
Fifth
he's
leg Jack
after.
to through first. Game on. $125.
When you're in the position that Dylan Dowling is in, where you know you can't qualify, but you also know you've only got a couple of games left on the Super
135.
Series stage. You don't know when you'll be back or when you might get the call or the email to say, fancy having another pop. What's the mindset? Because we
56.
spoke about players that can't qualify, potentially thinking about how they can damage opponents and ruin other people's days. And of course, it's competitive stuff, so people are going to want to win
60.
no matter what. But what should the mindset be for Dylan Dowling here? Is it just every single visit is more experience gained, which will help me the next
60.
time I'm back?
See, it's a weird one because if it was me, you just keep throwing, because it's one where, do you know what? Okay, we're not going to qualify today,
141.
but we're going to keep putting a good show on, because as soon as you start seeing, quite reckless darts, should we say?
85.
And it just it doesn't give it the sort of appeal that it deserves. But yeah, I'm always where you just keep winning, even if you're in a losing situation. Just never ever give up,
133.
because you never know when the next sort of opportunity comes along. Well, comes knocking as such.
No, the next opportunity
45.
comes in about
Double
6 or 7
32.
seconds because he's got double 16 to win a leg. He covered quite a lot of the upper half of that 32, and so was only aiming at a double half the size. Ends up moving inside. Twedell gets the treble. Bull.
91. W car
Would have been a
16.
satisfying way to win it.
Yeah,
Getting
it's
shown
good.
the 5th leg.
16
Dylan
dart breaker throw there from Dylan.
6th leg Dylan to throw first. Game on.
Well, always nice to win any leg on the bullseye. Even better to win a match on it. Saw it 5 times
140.
yesterday in Group B in our evening session, which you can catch later on tonight on Pluto TV. And the standard yesterday in Group B was
97.
absolutely superb. The average was 90 across the board for all players. Jack Aldridge, our group leader, averaging in excess of 100 for his campaign.
125.
The doubling stats across everyone was more than 40%. It was really top-class stuff.
134.
As I mentioned, 5 bullseye finishes, all above 100. In and amongst that as well. And I know you're very much looking forward to seeing the
60.
recommencing of that group tonight.
Yeah, definitely am. It's so weird to think now we had 5 ton-plus checkouts yesterday, and only one of them
82.
was actually on the conventional double, rather than the other 4 being on the bullseye.
Yeah, and that came from Connor Heenahan, who was the bookies outsider in Group B, and
140.
didn't show us his best stuff yesterday. So he'll be as determined as ever to come back and put that right. Jack Twedell is determined as ever to leave himself 3 clear darts at double if Dowling misses. We could be in for another last leg decider involving Dylan Dowling. Jack Twedell is hoping he misses this so he gets a shot to win the match.
Last time we went for this, he hit double 14, and now he's coming to the inside.
No score. Jack Luca 8.
So sometimes darts is all about that timing.
Surely a great marker. Jack
Game
Twedell
shown the
wins
match, Jack Twedell.
an important win for the ADC Global Champion here in his Modus Super Series campaign this week. Still 2 spots up for grabs for Saturday night from this group. here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and Jack Twedell did miss a match start on the bullseye, but in the end got it wrapped up in the very next leg. He beats Dowling by 4 legs to 2. Welcome back to this afternoon's action here at the Modus Super Series, where we have 50 weeks of live darting action for you through 2026. Can you believe it? We're already into March. I mean, technically, you could even call this mid-March, and there's still plenty more to come. In around about a month's time, we'll get the International Pairs 3 underway. And this is a Wales versus Netherlands clash on the Oki here in Group C of Week 8 of Series 13. And even though there's an international flavour to this, you could say, the main ingredient is desire and desperation. Because these two players desire a spot in the top 2. They are desperate for a place in Saturday night. And so it has all the makings of a very entertaining game. These two have been by far the best 2 players in Group C over the last 2 days. Keegan's still alongside me for this one.
100.
And Dustin, we've been talking about his performances. The last 2 matches, he's been sucked into a 4-3 last leg decider. And the relief that has been written across his face has been clear for all to see. How does he psych himself back up for this one after 2 really close calls?
And this is the one where you do need to psych yourself up for, because you know, it's okay, just keep, you know, trickling through, but this is the game where, do you know what, I need to win, and I need to win this quite, you know, quite
58.
comfortably, just to guarantee it, because, you know, in theory, this is obviously his last
57.
game of the day. Otherwise, there'll be a bit more sort of nerve dangling moments
85.
when you're watching other players. You know, when you rely on other players to obviously play darts, and there is nothing worse.
56.
Because you've got no control of it whatsoever.
$85.
It's definitely been another fantastic entertainment
60.
day
Teddy O'Connor,
here at the
90.
Modus Super Series, and you know how privileged that we've got another group session this evening from 10 o'clock here on Play 2 TV.
50.
That's one thing that's really impressed me is how well Terry's played today. He's played really solid, and do you know what? He deserves to be
83.
top of the pile
Teddy
at the
O'Connor,
moment.
40.
He might go on top in this game as well. He does.
Shot the first leg, Terry Nash. Second leg, Justin to throw first.
All of the
Game
numbers
on.
he's left himself below 100. He's done really well at finishing off in one visit. Whether that be those mid-range finishes,
100.
60s to 80s, that kind of stuff, or whether he's just needed a couple of darts to take out the double. That's really been the cornerstone of his
60.
success.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, anything from the 61 onwards to 100, he's taken out
100.
quite more than likely in the 3 darts than missing it as such.
Remember Nash, the Welshman from
100.
the Welsh borders,
100.
up in the Shropshire area is where he's based. I know that's technically not Wales, but Oswestry, around that area, kind of straddles the borderline, doesn't it, between Wales and
41.
England? But as you can see by his shirt, very proud Welshman, Nash. The
60.
ADC qualifier played at the Isle of Man Open last weekend in the WDF. Didn't get through to the latter stages, but said he was thankful for the experience. He's been
100.
playing in vault
Justin
events and it's been
Carlton,
going well.
41.
He certainly turned up here with plenty of confidence.
26.
You went back past him posting a big score here to really apply pressure to that 115 for Straver, because he's been doing that all week so far.
83.
Just
Justin
an
Carl,
unfortunate deflection
115.
takes it into the treble 1.
59. Teddy
So
O'Connor,
Nash,
170.
He's got a really good opportunity going 2-0 up. So we're looking at treble 19. And then moving to the 18s.
57. Justin O'Connor,
Well,
56.
both players now on the 2 dart. So 2 darts at double top. Shorty.
Game shot of the second leg, Dustin Straver.
He'll be pleased with that. You can see the mini fist pump from Dustin Straver, because in his last match he missed so many darts at double, a lot of them for the match. He eventually did win the match, but he cannot take
100.
that bad habit of missing into this game against Terry Nash, because simply put, he has to win. And if he misses that many doubles against Nash, he will lose this contest.
One of them, Foxy. One of them, Foxy.
Dustin Straver,
93.
we've said, has scored pretty well. Yesterday in particular, he was looking really confident throwing for the treble 20. And was decent going for cover as well, but
57.
just feels like in these last couple of matches, he's run out of steam in the scoring phase.
90.
And with the way that Nash has been finishing, he would have wanted that scoring to be on point in this match, because it would have given him more chances to win legs.
One of them, Foxy.
Lucky there not to fill out for the 180 to leave 24. This is where Dustin's been so good the last couple of
58.
days.
Teddy O'Connor, 64.
It's now 64 for Nash. So it's 1 dart at double top.
Game shot
Absolutely
of the third leg,
superb
Terry
there
Nash.
from Nash.
There he is. He's done it again. Another conversion, this time in the 60s.
Fourth leg, Justin to throw first.
He
Game
keeps
on.
doing that this week. And if he keeps doing that in this match, he'll beat
60.
Dustin Straver, and by doing so, book his spot in Saturday night. That's what's on the line for these two here. The winner will
96.
qualify and be back here tomorrow night. Dustin Straver has been clinging on the last couple of hours, but that is far more like the Dustin Straver we've become used to over the last day or two. He's been here all week. Wondered if he was running out of puff. Is fatigue beginning to set in? Brilliant dart. That second dart, crucial. Straight ton, leaves him 161. First down to a finish.
95. Dustin Carwood, 61.
Good darts there to leave the 178. Bits to 161.
46. Terry Carwood,
Left it a little bit more work to do, but the 170. Oh, what a perfect dart. That's fantastic setup played there to leave 36.
15.
Over to you, Dustin. Unable to get 60,
59.
which would have left him a shot at double.
36.
That double would have been double 18, which is what Nash is
Getting
just
shoulder
pinning
forward
to
by
make it
Nash.
3-1. And he is marching his way towards Saturday night.
Fifth leg Terry to throw first. Game on.
And you can't say he doesn't deserve it. It was good yesterday. Dustin was just
59.
a touch better than him. But today he's continued where he left off from yesterday.
Yeah, he's played absolutely fantastic there.
96.
The thing is, this game's got a nice pace to it. They're not slow players.
42.
They're not even medium speed players. They're just speedsters.
100.
Well, as we've seen, it's not done until it's done. So let's not suggest that Nash is going to walk away with this, because
100.
when the pressure sets in, who knows what might happen. Dustin Straver knows that as well as anyone with the shots he's missed.
25.
And that's the point where you think, do you know what? Sometimes maybe the luck is running out. Superb darts there to leave 164. May look at 25s.
95. Terry Carwood, 64.
Oh, he's not going to take out the match and book his spot in Saturday with a
98.
164. He might with a 66 check out though, because it's those kind of finishes which have been going for him all day.
100.
So here we go
Terry
then,
Carr,
Terry
66.
Nash for a spot in finals night.
46.
No, his
Dustin
weight will
Carr,
have to go
85.
on, and Straver has to take this now.
So it's now the 85. So it's two darts, a double 14. One dart, a double 7.
No score.
Oh, he's bust his score.
Terry Carr, 20.
Wrong double. And the door is ajar for Nash to waltz straight through
Getting shot
and
in the match,
into
Terry Nash.
Saturday night. Big result for the Welshman, as Terry Nash, the ADC qualifier from Wales, has qualified for finals night here at the Modus Super Series. He'll be back in around 24 hours time to compete for the weekly title here in week 8 of Series 13. He's done it by beating Dustin Straver, one of the men who was on his coattails, by 4 legs to 1. An important win for Nash, who qualifies for Saturday night. I tell you what, stick your tongue out if you just qualified for... Oh, he didn't stick his tongue out. I thought he did. Well, that's made me look silly. But Terry Nash is the one that's looking very pleased with himself indeed, because he's qualified through to Saturday night. Look at the smile on his face there. He's delighted with it, and he should be, because he's just beaten Dustin Straver by 4-1 in a game which both players knew they needed to win in order to qualify to come back here tomorrow night and compete for the weekly title at the Modus Super Series. So congratulations to Terry Nash, who with 8 wins from his 9 games has done enough to secure qualification. Now, who will follow him? Dustin Straver can still qualify, but it's out of his hands. He is relying on Jack Twedell either slipping up or just hoping that someone else gets a couple of results against Twedell. Otherwise, he will see himself drop to 3rd, which will not be enough. Still plenty to play for here in Group C. And Dustin will be sat there in the players' room, glued to the TV screen, because Jack Twedell is in action now against Carl Coleman, a player in Coleman, the man from Middlesbrough, who very nearly upset Dustin's chances just about an hour ago. It was a last leg decider. Both players took an eternity to close out the final leg. Eventually, Dustin did it. He won 2 last leg deciders in a row to set up that big clash with Terry Nash, and Terry has taken it. So Terry is through to Saturday night. Dustin will have to wait to find out his fate. Jack Twedell still has the opportunity to execute his plan of reaching Saturday night. But what a start to the contest from Coleman. Keegan Brown's alongside me. It's all in Jack's hands.
100. Literally, it is all in Jack's hands right now. And to be fair, how much is this man from the northeast going to contribute to the final paragraph 45. Of Group C action here on this Friday afternoon? Yeah, to be fair to Jack, Jack knows what he needs to do. You know, the bonus with Jack, how he is in the table.
100.
He knows that obviously his game against Tom was further back in the afternoon. So he knows that all he has to do is go up there and 45. Win. He's got a game now, and obviously he's got a game against Terry. And to be fair, you know, even though we say obviously Terry's qualified,
140.
Jack's still got a chance to potentially go top.
Yeah, exactly. And Jack Twedell he doesn't want to be relying on anything other than himself. At the moment, he's got that opportunity. He's got that control. Dustin will be looking at it thinking, oh, please, Carl, just beat him, please.
92. Carl 131.
And the most excruciating thing is it doesn't even matter if Terry Nash takes a game off, if you will, against Jack Twedell in a couple
81.
of matches' time, because if Twedell wins this,
69.
because of the leg difference we were talking about earlier with Dustin getting sucked into those last leg deciders, if Jack wins this and he's taken the lead, he will qualify as well for Saturday night. So the equation, very simple for the man from Swindon.
$44.
So like we said, it is literally in Jack's hands.
$43.
We did say right at the top of the show that it could be Jack's experience that will start shining at the latter stages, and
59.
So far it does look that way, doesn't it?
Well, at around about 2 o'clock this afternoon,
45.
if you are only just joining us here on Pluto TV, Tom Cromwell, who was one of the crop of players competing in Group C, he withdrew due to injury, so we wish him well. But what that did was obviously added 2 points to the tallies of those players who hadn't yet played Tom Cromwell today. And they were given
46.
whitewash wins, 4-0 walkover victories. So not only 2 points, but 4 legs in the legs difference column. Now, it's just one of those things. It's unfortunate for some players. It's worked out for others. Nothing that can be done to help that. Sometimes you get a bit of luck. And
85.
Speaking of leg difference, which is how Twedell will qualify by virtue of the fact his leg difference is far superior. If he beats Coleman, of course, that's
59.
the first thing that he needs to get right. Beat Coleman, and then it's the leg difference that will take care of itself. Ironically, in his ADC Global Championship campaign, Jack Twedell,
95.
in his
Jack
opening
Lucar,
group
160.
stage, squeaked through his group, which contained the likes of Jeff Smith, on legs difference.
100.
He then got through his second group as well, the knockout group. Of course, there were 3 phases of the ADC Global Championship.
100. Jack
That
Lucar,
second
60.
group, he got through also. Leg difference helped him out there. And then on the final day, he got the job done to win the 60K. And he's getting the job done here with a sweet 60 finish.
So Carl
And he's 2-0 up on Carl Coleman.
$41.
Yeah, Jack will start feeling a bit more comfortable now. No, he's literally 2 legs away from another Friday,
94.
another Saturday night here at the Modus Super Series.
He doesn't want to be going through Friday again, Keeks. Definitely not. Stressful stuff at times, isn't it, when it gets down to it?
60.
And, you know, it's been intriguing this afternoon, let alone this evening. I mean, from what we saw yesterday,
140.
even though there were some standout performers yesterday, Aldridge was excellent, as we know. Graham Usher, they're level on points. They've got the same stats. It's just the head-to-head that separates them in Group B, which commences
45.
later on tonight. Even that is far from a sure-done thing.
And let's be honest, everyone in that
139.
group, in Group B later this evening, they've still got a massive fighting chance.
$60. Jack Lucar, 128.
So Jack here, 1-8, should be looking at the 18s. I was stuck, began on 20s. So it's 18 or 16.
88.
So he's going to come back for tops.
Yeah, clever play for Twedell, really, with Coleman on 295. He's no threat to him in this leg.
100. Jack
And still
Lucar,
isn't.
40.
To go 1 leg away from a spot in Saturday night, Jack Twedell
Getting shot in the
finds
third
tops
leg, Jack Twedell.
yet again. Finds
Fourth leg,
himself
Jack
3-0
through
up.
first. Game on.
And just needs to hold his throw, and he'll be joining Terry Nash back here tomorrow.
Absolutely superb. That's the experience, and it's all about that timing. And what an absolute winning combination.
when you think of some of the individual displays this week, we still don't know, as we've been saying, who's going to get through in Group B. That's fascinating. But individual displays-wise, Jack Aldridge really made us all sit back. A 108.75 average
93.
at one stage yesterday. But we've already seen Nathan Potter win 14 out of his 15 games. He qualified as the winner of Group A. Terry Nash, an ADC qualifier, performs really well here in Group
60.
C. One of either Straver or Twedell, if he wins, which it looks like he is going to be the winner. He's the ADC Global Champion, so he's in the field. Then plus whoever gets through tonight. He's gone 2 180s in his last leg, Jack Twedell, and he's going to win this 4-0. But it just goes to show how exciting Saturday night
60.
Oh,
could be.
100%. We've got the fireworks in every direction, so it's got to be double top for Jack.
Getting shot on the match.
Who wins the match, and by doing so, books his place now back here at the Live Lounge tomorrow. A little fist pump from the ADC Global Champ, hoping to add another title to his tally for 2026. He's performed well on the PDC Pro Tour and of course here in this building to win the 60k and be crowned Global Champion. He's now through to Saturday with 100 average in a 4-0 demolition of Carl Coleman.
Playing in the international pairs, representing Belgium. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward it with Brian. Brian's also a good, very good player. Sometimes a little bit checkouts. He's crazy, but he's a good player. So I'm looking forward to it.
How well do you know Brian?
Yeah, Brian is a good friend from mine, so he's a good, I said, very good player, so we go very good.
And representing your country, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, very good. I played 2-3 times from Belgium international, so I do my best.
It's a strong team, isn't it, yourself and Brian? Do you think the other teams will be scared of you guys?
Yeah, maybe. I play good. Brian play also very good. I said a little bit crazy on checkouts, but I think we're a good team together.
We've had a couple of international pairs here before. Now it's quite a small stage, so you've got to be careful not to fall off. We've seen that happen before. What's it like playing pairs, that dynamic of doubles and playing with 4 people on the stage? How does it change your game?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I play in Belgium also lots of couple tournaments with Geert de Vos, but I'm looking forward to get here for the couple, so we will see.
And what would it mean to be the first Belgian team to win the event here?
Yeah, lots. We go do our best, but we will see.
Returns the 3rd iteration of this brilliant star-studded tournament, and Andy Bartons, who you just heard from there, will be part of the Belgian team, and they will be one of the hot favourites to win the title. John O'Shea's Republic of Ireland, along with Conor Heenahan. You'll see Conor in action a little bit later tonight here at the Super Series. They are the defending champions currently of international pairs, and they'll be back. Remember, every dart you can watch live and free on Pluto TV starting from the 20th of April. Well, what about here at the Modus Super Series this afternoon? Well, the man thrown in your picture now, Jack Twedell, has just qualified through to Saturday night. And about 15-20 minutes before him, Terry Nash, the man thrown in your picture now, he qualified through to Saturday night. So we are done, but not quite dusted in Group C, because there's still the small matter of who's going to finish top of the group. Twedell can overtake Terry Nash, but actually both of the bulk of their work has been done. Of course, Tom Cromwell pulled out of Group C with injury earlier on today, which means that some points were awarded here and there for the games that Tom was meant to play that didn't. Jack Twedell benefited from that, and his leg difference is absolutely massive, which means that it's disappointment for the Dutchman, Dustin Straver, who cannot qualify now for Saturday night, and he will be absolutely gutted that he's unable to do anything about it. There was a chance, briefly, Keegan, that this match could have still given Dustin the opportunity to qualify, but as it happens, both men have got their jobs done.
Yeah, they have. They've got their jobs done before the end match, haven't they? And like we always allude to, it's all about that legs difference, isn't it? And regardless of that previous match, all Jack had to do was just win, and that's what he did so well. And let's be honest, that's why
95.
When you do win, you want to win bigger at the Modus, and straight away it's worth another 2 points on the board. And I think there's no surprise
98.
that Jack's ended up in the top 2, even though he started the race today in 3rd position. But I think with Jack, he's used
100.
his experience, and he's used it really well. And it was obviously the first match that he played against Dustin. When he hit the 174, it was that sort of time, and won that leg, and then kicked off the second leg with a 180. So yeah, I think Jack's played a blinder today.
42.
Well, they're finding something funny, the pair of them.
137. Jack Lucas 85.
Double 5.
75.
Well, he's pinned it a couple of times today, Jack Twedell. Can't get it there. Nash has had no real issues on tops. And when he's missed tops, he's also been pretty sweet on 10s as well, which he is there.
Second leg Cherry to throw first.
And it's a breaker throw to start with in this table-topping affair.
96. 131. 79.
This game has got a really good pace to it.
119.
Definitely not staying around for too long.
These lads just want to get off and
60.
get themselves rested, ready for tomorrow. And in terms of preparation, what does that look like on the day of a final,
45.
Keegan? You've been here. You've been in the position where there's a big title at stake. What do you do on a Saturday? And I know it's
96.
different for every dart player, but how early do you get to the venue? What do you do tonight? How do you tailor your day to make sure that it gives you the best possible chance of winning?
132.
So I always,
170.
when I qualify for the Saturday, I was going to say, I might
88.
have really got interrupted there by a 170 checkout. I definitely want to get back to you there. No, I want this next leg.
38.
This is a big of a
82.
turning point for both players here. So it'll be 17 for tops. So it's double top.
43.
That's the first time we've seen him do that today.
That's the worst dart he's thrown at tops all week.
Getting shot on the second leg.
Jack Twedell punishes him for that mistake on double 18. And they're laughing again, look.
Game on.
I can guarantee you, if these two weren't qualified for Saturday night, there would be no smiles up on that stage. But they can relax in the comfort of knowing that they are through back here tomorrow.
So again, back to your question there in the previous leg there, I think so I would treat finals like I would if I had a TV competition with the PDC. I'd wake up at normal time, have a decent
60.
breakfast, and hit the board for 2 or 3 hours. Then I feel like I've put a bit of graft in as such, and then have something
83.
quite smallish for a bit of eat before we go to the venue. So obviously for here I usually get here for about
100.
5:30, 5:45, just for a nice chilled out, so I don't feel rushed, because we all have to do a bit of media,
134.
and don't want to eat it too much into the practice time. So, see, my approach is just a nice chilled out day, and all you're doing is just playing darts.
60.
Yeah, I heard Justin Hood talk about this actually at Ali Pally, where he said, just another game of darts, isn't it? That's what he said.
60.
And in fairness, he's right. It is just another game of darts. But there is so much pressure
to get a Chinese takeaway out of it.
There's so much pressure to win yourself the opportunity to buy a Chinese takeaway. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it brings a bull in.
113.
Good work from Nash.
68.
No, it does leave him 11. Probably would have been better off with a 25. Might not matter, because Twedell is into his work now. Hold a throw means he turns the tables on Nash. That's 2 legs on the spin for Tweds. And he's 2-1 up.
Yeah, I think so many everybody's got their little niche and what they would do on their sort of finals day, and to be fair, I've always been quite
83.
It's always worked for me. So, if something works, you don't change it, do you?
Well, we spoke about Justin
100.
Hood using his World Championship prize money to purchase a Chinese. Jack Twedell used the 60,000 he won. Well, not all of it,
100.
but some of it he used to take his family out for food. He did mention a quite well-known carvery establishment, but he didn't actually end up
60.
going there. He also mentioned that he was going to take his family to Disneyland, which he did do. And listen to this, talking of records being broken here at the Super
84.
Series. Has anyone ever been on as many rides at Disneyland in one day as Jack Twedell? Can you guess how many rides he went on in one day at Disneyland? Because he told
55.
me earlier on and I couldn't believe it.
I'm just trying to think, because I obviously went to Florida once to Disney World,
69.
and I'm just trying to remember how many rides there was, because there was quite a lot. Do you know what? Let's go 25.
No, bit too high. 22 though.
170.
22 rides in one day. Maybe I'm a theme park novice and that's actually not that many.
I think Jack can hear us. He's even laughing at that.
59. Teddy car 16.
Nah, to be fair, you're talking to the wrong person for rides. The only one I could do at Disney World was the Rapids, and I got soaking wet. I'll never do it again.
Getting shot the 4th leg, Terry Nash. 5th leg, Jack.
Terry Nash
first.
levels the game.
On.
And those two are enjoying themselves, and they've earned the right to enjoy themselves on the stage, haven't they, with their performances through this campaign? Well, as a man who regularly gets the ferry from the Isle of Wight to here in Portsmouth, you should be used to getting
140.
covered in water.
To be fair, we did get quite soaking wet, didn't we, walking around to the car park last night.
92.
I live on an island, and I'm not a big fan on the boat when it's rough. Work that one
96.
out. Should be at the 19s, back up for 20s. Treble relief 170.
99.
And he does so perfectly.
Well, we haven't seen a 170. We've seen a bunch of bullseye finishes in the last couple of days. We haven't seen a 170 across
45.
either Thursday or so far today. We might see one here, though. Ball for Jack Twedell. Ball for Big Fish.
Jack Twedell.
That's reeling it out, Jack. It's the wrong way. Who cares? Big Fish for Jack Twedell. And it puts him 3-2 to the good in what is a feel-good encounter here at the top of Group
60.
C.
I've got a funny feeling that's going to be the highest checkout we see in this match.
43. $100.
Well, Nash treated us to a no-look 180 yesterday. Now, Jack's treated us to a 170.
60.
Save it for Saturday night, lads. I mean, in this situation,
60.
Keegan, it is interesting because there's a potential that, well, in just over 24 hours' time, these two could be facing off
58.
against each other. And it's all happiness and enjoyment at the moment, but it won't be the case if these two are pitted against each other tomorrow.
No, definitely not.
95. $60.
Well, interestingly, Jack Twedell was talking about his ADC Global Championship win, and that the night before
29.
the finals night here at the Live Lounge, he put on a tournament, basically, an event at a local venue in Swindon. And guess who turned up? Johnny Haynes,
57.
his mate from Swindon, who he played in the final for 60 grand. This kind of
99.
feels a little bit like that. So this is
140.
what Jack Tweddell's used to. He's used to a more friendly game the night before, and the more serious stuff the next day.
100.
And we will be speaking to both Jack Twedell and Terry Nash at the conclusion of the show. So make sure you stick with us on Pluto TV for
48.
that, as
Jack
Jack
Twedell
Tweddell
40.
looks to go top of the crop.
Surely with a good marker. Can't afford to miss.
Game shot on
And
the
doesn't
match.
miss.
Jack Twedell.
And does pick up 2 more points. And he even gets a hug off of Nash as well. They're still smiling and laughing as they leave the stage, but Jack Tweddell with an impressive performance over a man he could well face off against tomorrow. Both Jack and Terry are through to Saturday night. Jack even treated us to a big bullseye finish, the biggest of the bunch, a 170 in victory over Terry Nash, 4-2.
And welcome back to the Modus Super Series live on Puto TV, where unfortunately we come to the last game of the afternoon session, which is obviously Dowling against Coleman. Unfortunately, earlier in the day, where Cromwell unfortunately was retired injured, and unfortunately everybody else then receives the maximum 2 points and the 4 legs. So unfortunately had a bit of a shorter afternoon, haven't we, in this session? So nevertheless, still an important game for both players. You feel like sort of bragging rights as such in this situation.
First leg, Dylan through first. Game on.
Completely. And for these two, who knows when they'll next be able to compete on the Modus Super Series stage. So relish it, enjoy it, make the most of it. And the 22-year-old Dylan Dowling from
90.
the west of the Republic of Ireland. I wonder what his thoughts will be maybe in a couple of days when he's back over in Galway.
100.
And he's had some time to reflect, maybe even watched his performances back on YouTube or whatever. I do wonder what his main takeaways will be. What do you think they will be, Keys? And then what do you think they
91.
should be?
You know, I think he's done himself proud this week. He's done himself good. You know, at the end of the day,
99.
you know, there's a lot of pressure on younger dart players nowadays, and you know, everybody thinks they're going to hit the heights so early, and you know, darts is definitely you know, a marathon rather than
60.
a sprint. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, in this young man's career, it's definitely more the experience factor that's required at this stage, because he's not done a lot wrong. You know, he's not done a lot wrong at all. And you know, when he played, obviously Dustin very earlier, about an hour ago now. You know,
95.
in theory, he should have won 5-0, and he found himself 3-2 down. So, yeah, I feel at this stage in this young man's career, it's more the experience factor that
84.
you know that he needs to work on. But you know, with darts, the beauty of darts, you know, experience is all about the match playing. So, you know, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's definitely got a bright future in the game.
Carly Ricard, 78.
So it's double 12. Feel a 15 darter.
54. Dylan your car, 108.
So Dylan an outside chance on the 108. And one thing that's really impressed me with Dylan this week is taking his time for the finishing. He's keeping good composure, and that's what you want to see in a dart play. Do you want to go up there and just, you know, throw it like hot potatoes, because it's a waste of a throw?
Getting shot the first leg, Carl Coleman.
First leg goes the way of Carl Coleman via double 12.
Second leg, Carl through first. Game on.
I wonder what Carl's takeaways will be, actually. We've just spoken about how Dylan Dowling will assess his campaign. But as for Carl Coleman, obviously made a long trek down from the northeast.
100.
So heavily involved in darts, whether that be playing vaults or playing here or doing academy stuff, watching it, of course.
140.
He's quite a close pal of Glenn Durrant, so he'll be watching Glenn on the telly and watching. He's so involved in the game. And he
39.
said to me yesterday that some people do mention it to him that maybe it's time, Coley, just to take a break from the game. What I mean by that is not walk away from darts entirely,
100.
but just give it a couple of days without worrying about it or thinking about it.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, when you see youngsters, you know, when they're actually all dart
60.
players trying to do it, this, that, and the other, and you think, you know what? You can't be playing darts 24/7 because it's impossible. You're going to burn yourself out, and you know, once you start
100.
burning yourself out, you know, you lose your kind of love for enjoyment. And yeah, I think, do you know what? If you are doing too much, just rein it in a little bit. You know, if you're playing darts 6 or 7 nights a week,
132.
rein it in. You know, rein it in for 4 nights. You know, you do have to, you know, it takes a toll on the body, both obviously physically and mentally.
137.
Absolutely fantastic play there from Dylan.
Well, we're not going to see 170s in back-to-back matches here at the Super Series.
42. Dylan your car, 24.
Might see back-to-back double 12s, though. That's how the last leg was won by Coleman. Double 6. And there are those adjustments again. He's not afraid to step back and take his time.
Game shot on the second leg, Dylan Dowling.
And straight down south for Dowling.
Third leg, Dylan to throw first.
Gives him a break. I think for Coley as well, some of the key missed doubles in key legs.
84.
That will really annoy him. And it's one of those things, it's how do you practice that? Because playing at home against a dartbot or whatever, you know, it's
45.
It's good practice, I guess, in terms of getting yourself embroiled in match play, but there's never going to be the same pressure throwing at home or wherever you practice than there will be up there on the stage.
99.
The best way to practice this is just to do it. So maybe playing more local events like he has been doing, which he's been doing pretty well in, Carl Coleman. Is that the way to combat it when you're missing doubles in pressure situations?
It's a weird situation because obviously how I found myself, you know, and obviously back on the island, and absolutely fantastic 180 there from Dylan. But, you know, I didn't have a lot of players around me to practice with. So what? How rude. Interrupting me now. Interrupting me. But obviously Dylan in for 138. Looking to sell it up. So it's 69 left.
84.
That's a good dart. So should, you know, Coleman it wants a bit of summer pressure on us.
85. Dylan your car, 54.
So it should be 14 for tops to go 2-1 up. So it's double top.
34.
That's unlucky.
Carl your car, 130.
Probably going to go 51 tops. There's the 51. What about the tops?
67. Dylan your car, 20.
First dart was really nicely in the treble 17. Be a bit frustrated he wasn't closer to tops.
Getting shown the third leg, Dylan Dowling.
Be more frustrated now that Dowling's taken a 2-1 lead on him.
Carl to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, so obviously getting back to your question, I did have a lot of obviously practice partners on the island, and what I would do was make practice really hard. So you made it, obviously this is before dart spot and whatnot, obviously I used to use knacker. So I used to put knacker in the hardest level, which is level 12. So then you always had the pressure of them going out on 11 darts. And it's weird because, you know, it's that sort of thing. You make practice quite, you know, you make it hard work. So when in that sort of game environment, you're used to it. You know, that's how I used to. You know, even like finishing games, I'd always, you know, do 1, 2, 1 and 7 darts rather than 9, because if you have that 1 dart double, you want to make sure it counts. And yeah, that's what I used to do, just literally make practice really hard. And, you know, you know, so far I've done all right at the game. I can't really moan about it. So, yeah, that's, you know, that was my vision. That's what that's what I did.
Well, even in the difference in years between when you won your World Youth Championship to now, there are so many different avenues and options. Whether that be websites you can train with, games you can play, vaults, the ADC has come around, the JDC has come around. We've got the Dev Tour, the Challenge Tour. Speaking of which, Dylan Dowling plays on both the Dev and the Challenge Tour in the PDC. He's actually reached a semi-final on the Challenge Tour this season. That was back in mid-January. Lost out to Joe Hunt.
Carlo Carwood and 25.
Must be something about people from the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, we're at the moment the Isle of Wight is finding a bit of a surge. You know, mainly down to the ADC competitions where, you know, and it sounds so, you know, cliche. Where, do you know what, we've done them now for over a year, and coming up for a year. And the players have put nearly 20 points on their average.
44.
I thought you were going to say we're having a surge in the Isle of Wight because we got nothing else to do. But no, that is really pleasing to hear, particularly as a small county. A sweet 82 checkout for Dylan Dowling. Now goes one away from victory in our final game of Group C.
Game on.
Now, it must be pleasing to see because obviously things have changed. And do you ever look back and think, oh, I wish that was around when I was younger, or are you very happy with the way that you progressed and did things in your career?
I've never had no regrets, because as soon as I always think as soon as you start going thinking, oh, I wish this was happening, you end up quite bitter.
Negative, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
and I tell you what, I've enjoyed my time. You know, if I never ever played a game on the Pro Tour or whatnot, do you know what? I'm the first Isle of Wight player that's ever played at the World Championships. That nobody will ever take that away from me. So sometimes it's the small things that matter more.
45.
Yeah, interestingly, Dowling's had a bit more success
60.
on the Challenge Tour than he has on the Dev Tour so far this season. As I mentioned, he reached a semi-final and a
96.
quarter-final, 2 separate events on the same day in the Challenge Tour. So he had a good day. That was in Milton Keynes.
Should be switching to the 18th. Oh, he stayed there.
40.
Well, I'll take my hat off to you, sir.
On the Dev Tour, reached the last 16, lost to Sebastian Bielwetsky, who is a PDC title holder. So he's coming up against good players, Dowling, but it's different playing on the floor to on the stage, even when there's nobody in the venue. 54 scored. Oh, there's another. Oh, wow, what a way to finish with Dylan Dowling. A lovely way to round off your final match here at the Super Series. I'm sure we'll see him back here in Portsmouth, but the Terminator finishes with a bang and he exterminates Carl Coleman, who unfortunately finishes bottom of this group in terms of the players who remain in the field. Dylan Dowling 4, Carl Coleman 1. We'll see you in the studio after this. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and we have confirmation of which two players have made it through Group C and have booked their spot in finals night tomorrow. Jack Twedell, top of the table, only just ahead of our ADC qualifier from Wales, Terry Nash. And delighted to say that both men join me in the studio now. Keegan Brown was watching the action alongside me. Keegs, I'll get your thoughts on it in a second. But first of all, I'll come to you, Terry, because you booked your spot first. How happy are you to be back here tomorrow?
Buzzing, mate. Glad to get one over on him. He had the doubles this time.
Yeah, yesterday you were worried about maybe that one match costing you, but today you were once again pretty solid, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just enjoyed it. Full straight at it, let's go.
How important is it that you are enjoying your darts? Because sometimes when it's difficult, it can be hard to get yourself up for these games, but it looked like every single match you were enjoying yourself up there, and it's obviously easier when you're winning matches, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, especially joining against Jack as well.
Well, actually, let's come on to that, because we just saw the last match between you two boys, and obviously, Jack, you had already qualified by that point when you played Terry, but you were laughing and joking. What was so funny up there? We were trying to figure it out in the commentary box.
No, I mean, when I started laughing was because he hit a 170 to leave 88, and I caught it out of the corner of my glasses that I saw a reflection of him doing a reel in the big fish behind me. So then when he hit 88, my main purpose for the next leg was just to try and leave myself 170.
Okay, here we go. I think this is what you're talking about here. This is what you're laughing about, yeah. And you did leave yourself a 170, and you pinned it as well. So this is the action from between you two guys playing against each other. I'm not sure what was going on there. But yeah, here we go. You both do. By the way, I don't know how much fishing you two guys do, but that's reeling it out. I just need to make that clear.
Biggest fish I caught.
Yeah, it's so big that you're going to have to put it back in the pond. Jack, onto your campaign. Obviously, unfortunately, we had Cromwell pull out with injury. That enabled you to pick up those 2 points without having to play him. Also, it gives you a walkover win with leg difference. Yeah. That helped you, but also you knew what you needed to do. You needed to win that last couple of matches, and you did.
It helped. It also, obviously, I know how well Tom can play, and if he didn't have that injury, it potentially hindered as well, because I backed myself to maybe get the win over Tom, but then also the people that were chasing me also got the 4-0. So it was one of those where it's just like, it was kind of like a dead match. It was just one of those, just forget it even existed.
And you've obviously had this niggle in your hand, haven't you, Jack, in the last couple of days? So how have you been able to manage that, and how happy are you that you still managed to book your spot through even with that? I
mean, I'm ecstatic that I got through. I had a few people have a little bit of a moan at me yesterday, as in a sense of like my partner, my mum, my brother, because I was just like, right, I'm home tomorrow. That's me done. I guarantee I won't be getting through because my hand's been giving me problems for probably the last 6 weeks or so. So I was all the way through Group A. I was getting a bit fed up with it, but obviously today I was able to manage it a bit better and just concentrate and get it done.
Keegs, how hard is that when you've just got something at the back of your mind, maybe an injury or something that you're dealing with like Jack is, to then go out and deliver, even though he's reeling it out the wrong way, a 170 and play in the way that he did? I mean, it's admirable, isn't it?
Yeah, let's be honest, if there's something, darts is very mentally, if you're not focused 100% on the game, it's hard to play it. And if you've got a niggle, you've got an injury, you've got something going on, like in a personal issue and whatnot, it's really hard to keep your focus on playing the game. So, to be fair, full credit, Jack, because that takes a lot of doing, especially hitting the 170 at the same time with a bad hand.
Okay, well, Jack's obviously qualified after you, Terry, so let's take a look at some of your best moments from earlier on today. Although you might well end up facing off against each other tomorrow night. So I know that you're getting on well at the moment, but once it's game on, it'll be game on, right, tomorrow, if it happens?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Game on.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell between you now that that's going to be the case. Tell us what this moment feels like, Terry. I thought the two darters today, particularly your two dart finishes, were really good. Yeah,
they were quality to start off against Dylan. And then went to 3-all, I just needed to ping it. And that's all in my mind was just get 3 wins and then see what goes from there.
Yeah, we often say, don't we, Keegs, that those two darters are like the bread and butter of any good campaign, and Terry was all over them today.
Oh, 100%. Anything from like 61 to 80, 89, he was all over it. And it was that sort of one dart at a chance, and he took it. And we just said, it's brilliant because when people make it look so easy, it's just too easy on the eye. And let's be honest, it was the 78s and the 61s. You were just pinging out left, right, and centre. And I thought, do you know what? He means business today.
And doing it in one visit as well, because that takes hope away from opponents, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Us being the 3 dart players up here, there's nothing worse when you think, I've got a chance here. They've only got one. And they've won the leg. And that is a proper body blow. So it does, don't it? You think, do you know what? If they take out on 1 and 2 darts, you don't mind. But it's that 3rd dart, you think, I've got a little bit of hope here. And they ping it, you just go, oh, here we go again. But yeah, to be fair, if Terry did that to me, he would have had me all up and bothered today, to say the least.
Do you dart players think about that sort of stuff, Jack? The psychological aspect of it. If I get this done in one visit, that's going to really demoralise them, especially if they're sat on a double.
Yeah. You do. It does cross your mind, especially as well. You shouldn't really be watching, but occasionally you'll notice it when it's other people playing as well, especially in the back room when you've got nothing else to do other than necessarily watch the games. And if you're seeing people either take it out or miss it, then you're just like, oh, you didn't do that against me. Or, do you know what I mean? So those kind of things can play on your mind, but yeah, I think today we blocked it out pretty well. Different
proposition tomorrow, though, because you'll have fans in the venue. How much do you relish that, Terry, the opportunity to play in front of people?
I love it. Love it. Game on. Let's go.
he wants to win now. You want to play now, don't you?
And job
let's take a look at the breakdown of Week 8 here in Series 13 at the Modus Super Series. Of course, Nathan Potter had an exceptional Group A, winning 14 matches in a row. Couldn't quite make history by winning all 15, but he did book his spot through as the winner of Group A. Group B last night was sensational. Connor Heenahan, Jack Aldridge, who has been playing well on the Challenge Tour, but averaged 108.75 in one of his matches. He's top of the table. Gary Stone was hit and miss. Graham Usher second, only behind Jack Aldridge in that Group B standings due to the head-to-head record, and Lee Evans as well, who played very well, but on another night could well be top of Group B. That continues later tonight, so that'll be mouth-watering. Make sure you join us for that. And of course, the 2 boys here in the studio who have just qualified through to Saturday night. Jack, your experience on this stage, even just a few months ago, winning the ADC Global Championship and 60 grand, does that make you feel different every time you come to this venue now, or is it still the same kind of task ahead of you when you head for a Saturday night, for example?
I think it's the same task, just because I think it would make me feel a little bit different if I'd have won here before. I haven't won here yet in a sense of like a Modus week, which obviously I still want to try and tick off. But it is nice to, even though I haven't won a Modus week here, winning the Globals up on that stage is arguably, I wouldn't say second place, but arguably better, so we'll take it.
It's an interesting thing because it is the same venue, but obviously, it's a different competition and the lights are a different colour and that sort of thing. It's interesting how you compartmentalise it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it needs to be, or potentially needs to be brought up when I get introduced and stuff, but it's one of those where throughout the games this week, I've heard next up is Jack, our global champion, and it's just like...
Yeah, sorry about that. We do, it's your own fault. You shouldn't have won the title.
No, it's fine. I don't mind. It's just trying to put that to one side because you've still got a job to do this week.
I mean, have you felt like it's put a bit of a target on your back since you won that title? Or?
Not really. I wish that I wasn't having the issues that I've been having the last sort of 6 to 8 weeks, give or take. But yeah, I mean, that will settle. I'll get it sorted out one way or the other, and then we'll be back to best. But I mean, today I was able to deal with it, like I said, pretty well. And yeah, tomorrow night's a different thing.
And just quickly, speaking of the ADC, Terry, that's how you qualified. How beneficial have the vaults and things like that been for you as a dart player in the last few weeks?
Mental. I just love them. Everyone loves them around our end. There's so many youngsters coming forward. It's unbelievable. All I want to do is get here tomorrow night and just smash it.
Well, we won't keep you for much longer. We'll let you go away and get yourself prepared for Saturday night. But before we do get to Saturday, we need to figure out who gets through from Group B, Keegan. And we were here last night for the first night of Group B, and we were blown away by the standard. And, this is what we've got coming up for you. These players, they delivered, didn't they, yesterday?
Yeah, they delivered, and then they gave us a little bit extra, didn't we? And, let's be honest, it looks like we've unleashed a brand new talent in Jack Aldridge, where averaged over 100 for the night, and on debut 4 games to average over 100, that takes some doing.
Okay, well, at the conclusion of this series, it is the international pairs edition 3 basically. And the team reveal for that is up after this. On Monday, we heard exactly who will be taking part for every single team. And there are some really strong teams in there. Belgium look particularly strong. The Kenyan boys, they're going to be fun to watch, aren't they? And of course, Adrian Lewis is replaced in this edition by Fallon Sherrick, who partners Steve Beaton. That'll be an interesting partnership representing England. Don't worry, Terry, Wales have got a team as well. I wasn't going to leave you out.
Right,
So Wales are part of it as well. he says he should be in it. You can see who is in it by sticking with us on Pluto TV. Of course, break a throw to come as well with PDC stars and their throws dissected. And of course, tonight, as we say, Group B continues 10 p.m. this evening. You have to be joining us on Pluto TV live and free for that. And once you do, make sure you mark your card for tomorrow as well, because Saturday night is always exciting here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, and it promises to be so as well. Well, if you do watch the Super Series live on Saturday night, you'll see these two boys. They might play against each other, but I can tell you now they can't wait, and neither can we. We'll see you later on for more live darts here at the Super Series.
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word! It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match start.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magny.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone, and you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.